say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. Y'all know what that means. It's another episode of Between Two Beards, but there ain't two beards tonight. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. But the man is back. Tonight is an episode, the return of Between Three Beards. As you can see below Pluggo and I, we have our good friend Mike Fish back. Mike, it's been a while. How the hell have you been, my friend?
I'm well, and for the occasion, I'm between two beers.
Oh, he's so funny.
I thought you were going to clang them and start doing it like Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Maybe
We'll get into it, but I thought that was what we were doing.
I'd get yelled at.
I like that one. By who? You are your own person. Like, do your thing.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I like the there's a new intro.
Sorry, honey.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I noticed I'm not in it.
Well, you're going to be in it now. We didn't have any fresh clips. It's been a while.
Yeah. See, Alex didn't join us. Alex wasn't a part of the crew last time you were on.
Yeah.
Our producer behind the glass has changed. Things have changed around here, Mike, since you've left us.
Cats and dogs living together. Pandemonium.
You know what? I do not. I smell amazing. If you're saying it smells amazing. Finish the sentence, Tim. Well, Tim's here late, but he's here.
What's up, Tim?
True. About time. God, a couple minutes late, but it is what it is.
We got
Lion in here as well.
Vito. I'm gonna come after you.
Whoa, are you ready?
Whoa.
That's not good. All right.
Anyway, why are we here tonight? What are we doing?
I mean, we're here to chat some wrestling. There's
football.
Yeah,
night, right?
I mean, we can.
Free
it's been a while
agent
since
signings,
things have happened in the NFL since we've talked to Mike too, and he is a avid. As a Patriots fan, I say this with disgust, an avid New York Giants fan.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like they're the only team I can't talk shit about, even though they suck.
I think that we'll hold off on the sports ball talk because there is a big show this weekend.
The Super Bowl of wrestling.
The Super Bowl. Yeah, speaking of football, that's a good way to put it, Mike. The Super Bowl of wrestling is this weekend. Not one night, but two nights. We have WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to have a full-on WrestleMania preview.
We finally get to find out who's the greatest tag team, Queen Zelina and Carmella, or Natalia
and Shayna Baszler. Oh, my God. We'll get to that because I think the match will be fine, but, it
would have been fun on a Smackdown.
There's about 4 or 5 matches on this card. That would have been fine on a Smackdown.
There's 75 matches across 2 nights, and really you could have just done like 6 of them and called it one night. It made me happy.
Yep, you could have had
4 hours.
Yeah,
4 hours of previews as well. There's 2-hour pre-shows or whatever. What the hell?
Yeah. So I guess in the chat, let us know if you like the one night or 2. I know JPJ is a fan of the 2. I'm a big proponent of the 1 because I feel like it's like Super Bowl, right? Just one night, go crazy, have a good time. I don't have to convince the wife that I need 97 hours of the TV on a weekend.
Fair.
Mike, where do you stand? 1 or 2 nights?
Oh, I'm definitely all for one night. It made it that special. I didn't mind so much the 7-hour ones at the end, towards the end, but because it was WrestleMania Sunday. It was like you say, it was Super Bowl Sunday. It was it's kind of like. Should I watch Saturday night or should I just catch up and fast forward it through Sunday before night? It just makes it less special.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, and I do like the 2 nights because it's a huge event. My thing is, I'm all for the one night. I want the one night to be a Saturday night. I don't want it to be a I don't want it to be a Sunday night. It's just one of those things. It's WrestleMania. I'm going to watch it whether it's 1 night, 2 nights, 4 nights. I don't care. It's WrestleMania. I'm going to be watching it. But, I don't know. I just feel like those 7-hour shows are fine if you want to do it that way. But, on a Sunday night when the main event is starting at 12:30 at night, it's okay, guys.
Well, then they need
I love wrestling, but I also love getting a paycheck. And I have to work in a few hours. So, let's go, please. You know.
Well, that's why I don't miss living in England for that.
Oh yeah, England was even worse. They got their Raw started 2 a.m. or whatever.
Listen, HCW Sports. If you think I had a lot of Christmas trees? We got plenty of TVs in the house. It's not a matter of the TV issue. It's just a matter of like, hey, I need like 6 hours on Saturday, 6 hours on Sunday. I need the Raw after Mania. Like, I got kids.
And then if you like NXT, if you're still on the NXT train, that event is at noon Eastern Standard Time this Saturday.
And then
so
that's Friday night, Hall of Fame.
Friday night SmackDown, Hall of Fame. If you like indies, it's the Ring of Honor. Like, there's so much stuff going on, and like, it's just under the WWE umbrella, you know?
I'm not complaining about the amount of wrestling. I'm just saying, like, I loved the idea of going April 2nd, WrestleMania, one night, just go ham, have a great time, because everything else lined up. You had the SmackDown, then you had the Hall of Fame on Saturday. They threw the Stand and Deliver there on Thursday, and then you had it worked out really well. Now you've got to make some tough choices. You got to maneuver some stuff. I got to be like Saturday and Sunday night. Sorry, Mrs. Pluggo, go Christmas tree shopping. You know, Daddy's got to operate.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I think the problem is I think the 2 nights is going to stay for one reason, is because they want WrestleMania to still seem special. Yeah. But now they're doing, and it makes total sense financially, but now they're doing the big stadium shows for Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam. What makes WrestleMania so special? Now it has to be, it's a 2-night event. That's what makes it special. Because obviously every year it was like WrestleMania was a big stadium show. Oh my God. But now it's one of 5 stadium shows they do a year now.
Yeah, it's true. And you know, they have to add the big and they have to add the big words in front of it, like stupendous and whatever.
I'm complaining, but I'm still
again, we were talking about a little bit before we got on, like, I'm somewhat optimistic about the show. I think it's going to be pretty good.
I'll be up at 1 a.m. whether I like it or not watching.
I might we're going to get to it when we get to
some matches.
That will not be one of the ones I fall asleep. That match is going to be very good. I believe. So that's
Royal Rumble night. I was like, this.
Well, because that was one of
the
worst.
A horrible show.
I was like, oh God, and then I woke up a little bit.
That at the end of the Royal Rumble, I think a lot of us were like, wow, that was like a death blow. So it was like brutal. But
yeah, we're here. We're talking Royal Rumble. We're talking WrestleMania with Mike Fish of Waffle Box Podcast.
Love it. WrestleMania.
Get your comments in. We're talking all WrestleMania tonight. We'll throw some other stuff in there too. If you got questions, comments, concerns, hit the like button, the subscribe, follow. We got a lot of great stuff coming on Love Wrestling this week. Now that we got all that out of the way, because we're gonna be out. We got Bobby Munson's got a show. Money Munson's got a show right after us talking MLW. Yep. We got reacts for tomorrow night stuff, Saturday night, Sunday, Monday. We're going crazy here, Love Wrestling. Get on the train. Let's talk some Mania, boys. Who you want to start?
One, baby. Let's take this night.
I'm going to start night 2. No,
let's take this night 1. I grabbed this card off of ESPN.com. Yeah. So we kind of So some whatever. Carl, always a pleasure, my friend.
Carl.
I should have just stuck to Wikipedia.
Also, make sure.
Carl, don't forget to check out Turnbuckle Talk on Tuesday as well.
And also make sure you go to enjoywafflebox.com and subscribe to your favorite platform.
Yeah, follow this man. Follow his show.
I'll follow him I'll follow you into the dark.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever that Bright Eyes song is.
First of all, it's Death Cat for Cutie. Get your shit together. All right?
It is Death Cat for Cutie, isn't it?
You get your shit together.
I thought it was the Killers. No.
The sentiment is still there. Okay?
Don't mess with me.
Last night I said I was going to marry CM Punk. Tonight I'm swooning my fish. I'm sleeping on the couch. That's
speaking. Did you watch Dynamite last night, Mr. Fish?
I did not.
Okay.
I had an impromptu date night, so.
Oh hey.
Ooh, hey.
Nice.
PF Chang's baby.
Oh hey
Here comes the boom.
Delish. We're not going to dive into it, but the Wheeler Uter. We had a watch along. We did a sidecast. Uter, man. Uter, bro. We have a sidecast. You know how those can be. You start talking about other things while you're watching and stuff like that. The Bryan Danielson Wheeler Uter match. Go out of your way to watch that match. That was an excellent match. Excellent. Very, very good.
Yeah. Anyway. No, once I got home from dinner, the first thing I had to do was watch Moon Knight. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That shit was good. That shit
Was it good? Okay,
I
that's
don't know
on my
what that
list.
is,
That's
but
on.
hey.
I'm
It's
waiting
another
till
Marvel thing
after
on Disney
Mania
Plus.
when I'm like, okay, let's focus on other things besides. But that's on my list. Although you see, Morpheus, is it Morbius? Morbius got a
Yes.
16% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. 16.
Well, I mean, not to get too sidetracked, but I think any Marvel movie that isn't actually produced by Marvel instantly, it's almost like a DC movie where people just like, I'm going to assume it's going to be trash.
That's probably fair. That's probably fair. But yeah, that's incredibly low on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
Yikes.
the Venom movies were very good.
Yeah,
If you haven't watched those, check
I
them out.
haven't. You liked them?
Oh, Tom Hardy is fantastic.
Yeah, I love
Here,
them.
do you guys?
What do you not watch movies, Pluggo? Is that a thing? The only movie you've watched in the last 2 months has been Encanto.
Don't mind me, but yeah, no.
It's like, oh, are we talking about comic book movies? Losers. Can we talk about wrestling now?
Let's talk about pro wrestling.
I'll tell you, the movie rotation in my house is simple.
Encanto. Yeah.
Free Guy, and Turning Red is on like
Turning Red is good. Did you saw? Yeah. So you've seen Turning
Yeah,
Red.
I've
It's
seen
very
it
good.
48
Very good.
times.
Yeah. That's
If
I pity you.
If Disney was gonna break down like by household movie, like I'm sure Free Guy and Turning Red and Encanto were like the top household in the country. Like it's
Fair.
never not on.
Fair.
They love that shit.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk.
So
about
all right, let's go.
This is how good WrestleMania is looking.
The
We're
build,
talking
yeah,
about Turning Red on Disney Plus.
It's true.
It's a good movie. It's a great movie.
Okay, I'm not saying it's not, but
It's got better storytelling than some of these matches we're about to get into. But let's do this.
All right. So night one, we're gonna start right from the. We got New Day,
New Day.
Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston going up against Sheamus and Ridge Holland, who will be accompanied by
Butch.
Butch. That's what I want to ask you. How do you feel about Butch? 'Cause it's been that long. How is Butch treating you? Because I'll tell you what, pisses me off. Anyway.
I just wish I was in the meeting when they decided that name.
Oh, Butch.
Like, 'cause I get the whole idea of rebranding so they can do the copyright thing, but that's the best they could come up with.
Yeah.
Butch.
Can somebody smarter than me explain to me like how they can go with the Pete Dunnes and the Walters of the world for so long?
Like they were under your company
then they're like,
for
wait,
6
no.
years, 5 years, both of like years and years. Now we're like, no, we got to change it now. It's like, no, they didn't
We've built this guy up too much. We need people
Yeah.
to think he doesn't exist anymore.
Like Pete Dunne was the longest reigning UK champion, and then he was beaten by Walter, who was then the longest reigning United Kingdom champion.
And now we've got
And then you
Gunther versus Butch.
Walter was on Survivor Series. Pete Dunne was in a Royal Rumble. Like these guys we know who they are, even on the main roster. They've been in the main roster.
Did he not also defend the title at Survivor Series as well?
He did, yes, against Adam Cole, right? At that Survivor Series. Was that it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I can't remember who he faced.
I don't know, but he defended that title.
It don't
100%
matter. He
did.
was there.
But like these guys have been on main pay-per-views, main shows on the main roster, and now you're like, they're over here full time now. Gunther, Butch. It's like what?
I just can't wait for Tommaso Ciampa to turn up as like Smitty or something.
Yeah, Sledge or something like that. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, so New Day.
Hammer.
Yeah, New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Obviously, this was supposed to be, I'm assuming, a six-man
Smackdown
tag.
main event?
Yes, it was going to be a six-man tag with the full ensemble of the New Day, and Butch was probably going to be involved, but obviously the unfortunate thing that happened with Big E a few weeks ago, he's obviously not available.
And then Ridge Holland was like, I'm not sharing my TV time. On your head you go. Bow.
Yeah, see you later. So it's a regular tag match with Butch on the outside. I don't have much to say personally about this match. It's just, hey, how do we get New Day on this show? To me, like that's how New Day needs
It's
to
better
cool.
than them hosting the show.
Correct. Yeah. Like, how do we get them in a match? It's 2 nights. They should be wrestling. They're the New Day. How do we get them on? All right, cool. And the fact that it was supposed to be the 3-on-3 and what happened, but you can still clearly have a tag match out of it. I expect the New Day to win because why would they lose?
I'm excited to see what their gear looks like.
I am too. They usually have cool gear. They usually have cool entrances at WrestleMania too. So like, I'm excited about that part of it. But the match itself does absolutely nothing for me.
I think it'd be a good match, but yeah, I'm not hyped for it.
Yeah, exactly. Pluggo, you have any differences than? I think Mike and I are on the same plane when it gets to.
Well, then I'm just gonna go off the radar. Be like, it's a great. I can't wait. It's exciting. This is like this should have been event night one.
I can't wait to see which way it goes afterwards.
Again, this is one of those matches where it's like, all right, it's here. It definitely feels like Smackdown main event worthy, not WrestleMania worthy. But hey, I digress.
Main event.
I'm interested. I mean, I know that they're consummate professionals and stuff, but it's got to be tough for like Xavier and Kofi to like have to be in the ring with Ridge after all that. But I mean, it's got to be New Day getting the win. You start the crowd off hot, big pop for the baby faces. That's nice. That's all I got. There's not much to talk about here. There's really nothing on the line. There's nothing at stake.
Yeah. And we're gonna go into another match, which I feel bad for one of the participants in it. But another match that I feel the exact same, like it doesn't matter. It could have been on, it already was, like there's been forms of it already on SmackDown, but that is Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Oof.
I feel terrible for Drew McIntyre here. And
Joe, I feel bad for Happy Corbin.
That's not a knock on Corbin either, because I actually think Corbin's good. I like Corbin. But
NXT, not to be like the whole, it feels better in NXT, but NXT Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre, I would have been excited for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That would be it'd be like, oh, these are two big dudes, like nasty brawlers of sorts that are going to beat the crap out of each other. That would be good. But the Happy Corbin stuff, I'm assuming Moss will be at ringside and most likely try to get involved or something. But again, and Corbin stole the sword, correct? He sold the sword last week on SmackDown.
How dare
Corbin? What's the name of the sword? Dorothy? Is that what it is? What's the name of the sword? Somebody knows the name of the sword.
I don't remember.
It's an old woman's name. That's all I know. I think that might be Dorothy, but don't.
Gertrude?
Yeah, something like that.
Old Gertie?
Yeah, Gertie.
Dirty Gertie.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I expect McIntyre. This is another one like McIntyre.
Matilda, Alex says Matilda.
You know, McIntyre.
No, this one has the vibe for me that Happy Corbin's going to win through some schmoz, and this is going to be rematched at WrestleMania Backlash.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't even take the WrestleMania Backlash into account, which is basically an all rematch type pay-per-view, which they do all rematches every week on all their shows. So what makes that fucking special? But anyway.
WrestleMania Raw?
This was WrestleMania Raw. Tomorrow is WrestleMania SmackDown. We got the Battle Royals on there. You have 2-hour pre-shows on both. You have 2-hour pre-shows on both nights of WrestleMania. You don't even have a women's Battle Royal, but I guess the reason is they don't have enough of a roster to have a women's Battle Royal. But the men's Battle Royal, which would be a perfect half hour of one of the 2-hour pre-shows, they're like, no, do it on SmackDown. Okay. What? No United States Championship match. That's that on
and isn't there
WrestleMania. No Intercontinental Championship match. And speaking of the Intercontinental Champion, they made him look like an asshat on Raw. He jobbed to Austin Theory, Ricochet, the IC champ. He jobbed to Austin Theory in like 3 minutes. Oh my god. Anyway.
Should we have an Intercontinental Championship match? No, we need to get Rick Boogs on this card. Sorry.
Hey, you don't disparage the great name of Rick
Boogs,
baby.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. WrestleMania should have an Intercontinental title match. I hate the belt. I hate the new belt. I really do. But it's
I
one
miss
of the most
the old school from the early 2000s. The weird. I don't know what shape it was, but it was like a rectangle with curved edges. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know. Yeah. That was a good one. The sword's name, by the way, is Angela. Alex hooked us up with that one. Angela.
It's not an old person's name.
No, that's right. I'm sorry. I thought it was Angela. That's a fine name.
I'm sorry to any Angelas that are watching.
Yes. Here. If there are any Angelas, I doubt there are out there. But if there are any Angelas watching, I'm sorry, but I'm not really that sorry. But I am. So
that just seems like a interesting name for a sword.
Angela?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jericho names his bat, whatever the hell he names it. Floyd.
And I mean, there's a bobsleigh out there called Tallulah.
That's true. Who knows?
Well, yeah. Oh, that's right. Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. Why you name it Tallulah, man? That sounds like I think basically he said sounds like a hooker's name, and he goes, "That's my mother's name."
We got Carl saying ovalish. That's I think referring to the title, like it was kind of ovalish. Oh my god! But anyway,
I'm kind of ovalish. Like let's.
Yeah, well, I mean, so you think so, Mike Fish? You think Corbin's winning? You think Corbin is going to
That's my prediction.
Some sort of chicanery?
Yeah.
Where do you lean?
I mean, get Madcap involved. Obviously, I think that'll happen. I'll go Drew. I think they're gonna get it. Why have this match at Mania if Drew's not gonna get over on the heel, right? What are you gonna do?
That's where I'm leaning, because when Drew had his moment, it was just COVID, it was just bad timing, and he didn't get his moment in front of people. Last year he was the champion going in, but he lost to Lashley. So I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to get a good pop. And I agree with Turnbuckle Talk here. Every title should be on the line at WrestleMania. It's an absolute joke, especially the Intercontinental. When I started watching wrestling in the 90s, like that was, to me, way more important than the world title. The wrestlers I liked the most, for the most part, were Intercontinental champions. Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, like The Rock, Triple H, like they had that great feud over it. Like Shawn Michaels, like those guys were,
like Santino Marella.
Yeah, well, cool.
They can even make it a little bit more important. Like just have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown, but then have the winner face the Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania or something like that.
Yeah, that's a perfect idea.
Basically what needs to happen in the WWE, this is their problem. They're so top heavy, then they throw all these garbage matches at us real quick that we don't want. And you got two mid-card titles with two incredibly... Could you imagine giving Ricochet a huge moment at WrestleMania to show off what that man can do?
Yeah,
People
like
will be
Finn Balor should be...
I want to see that guy.
Yeah, like Ricochet and Finn Balor are two guys that should be showcased at WrestleMania. Like that's just... They both are. Ricochet can do things in the ring that nobody else can.
That'd be a great match, though, as well.
Oh my god, it would. Yeah, and I'd be okay even if they did that. Like I know they'll do that's the Survivor Series thing. I get it, but if they were like, hey, whatever, one night only champion versus champion at WrestleMania because we were too stupid to book them in other things,
that'd be great.
Fine, that match would be ridiculous if you gave him 10 minutes. It would be insane. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Don't worry, we're gonna get Madcap Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Wearing his suspenders and fake laughing and stuff like that. Anyway,
has someone bought stocks in suspenders? Because there's a lot of wrestlers wearing suspenders recently. Doesn't Butch wear suspenders as well?
He does.
Butch wears suspenders. Madcap Garcia had some suspenders on last night.
I'm just convinced that the new season of Peaky Blinders just came out, and everyone's just kind of like
Vince saw an episode.
Vince saw an episode of Peaky Blinders and was like, "That was pretty good." Yeah,
some good shit.
Yeah, some good shit. Yeah, put a Scully cap on. Put a Scully cap on him too. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So now we have.
Sorry, do you reckon he could, like Vince McMahon read the thesaurus to Vince McMahon is like porn? Like, do you reckon at one point he was just looking through the thesaurus and saw just stupendous?
Stupendous,
like,
and he was
oh
like,
my god,
yeah, I love it. I need it. That's my impression of Vince. Is whenever he saw somebody on NXT, he would call Hunter, and he'd go, "Paul,
I just want to
need him."
I want to be on the fly on the wall when one of those like riders goes up to Vince and goes, "Stupendous, really?"
Nobody goes up to Vince and says that because Vince would fire their ass right in front of you. Get out of here.
That'd be awesome.
You're fired.
Somebody's got to have some pushback. Like,
no, I don't know. It's one guy. I don't know. We think that we're like somebody's got to be in his ear, but he
really.
But if there was somebody in his ear, we wouldn't have had Butch.
I would hope that there's someone in his ear. That doesn't mean he's listening to him.
Oh,
I've never met the guy, but Vince McMahon seems like the kind of guy you could rip the shit out of him and get away with it, but you'd have to do it with confidence.
Oh yeah.
Like if you did the whole stupendous, he'd be like, "Fuck you!" But if he was like, Vince, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I think he would appreciate it. He would appreciate like
Kind of
the
how we
balls
have
of you
with
just
Spencer.
kind of. Yeah, he would. I think he would be like, all right, like he would almost appreciate like this guy came at me a little bit, like yeah. Like, anyway,
This whole the foundation of this entire show.
yeah, we just. We then have
Respect Spencer.
we respect you. Respectfully make his life a living hell. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We have the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic.
Booyaka, booyaka!
Booyaka, booyaka. Going up against The Miz and Logan Paul. All right.
I'm already bored of this card tonight. It's not even singing Thursday.
I know. It's all right. I'm saving the good stuff for the end. We build up to, you know. Here's the thing. Logan Paul. Actually, you know what? I want Mike. I want your opinion first. How do you feel about Logan Paul in general? And all personal opinion aside, how do you feel like he's actually like performed when he's been involved in WWE? Because this isn't the first time. He was around last year too. So,
I mean, I think he's done well. I think he does come across as a kind of person that's, whether he actually cares about the wrestling business, I will say he comes across as a professional where he's like, okay, well, if I'm here and I'm getting paid, I'm going to do what you want me to do. So, yeah, he's been doing well, I think. He's been coming across well. How he'll perform, I'm not sure, but because apparently I've heard that he hasn't been putting in that as much work as, say, as Bad Bunny has in the past, for example. But so that'd be interesting to see how that works.
Bad Bunny set the bar.
Yeah, Bad Bunny
right?
was like
he set the bar for celebrity matches. So Logan Paul is going to have to show out. I did see him on socials doing some work, you know, hanging out, doing some tucks, some rolls, some off the rope stuff. Maybe he'll be really good. I don't know. Maybe he'll shock the world.
I mean, he's an athletic guy, so
I think he's going to turn on the Miz.
Really?
I think he's going to turn on the Miz. Go back to that whole Cleveland thing at Raw when you know, Cleveland is for losers and we're going to leave, and he didn't really want to leave.
Yeah.
They kind of been teasing like Logan Paul. You know, they didn't tease it. Logan Paul literally was like, "Wait a minute, I don't agree with that." And kind of was like, "Well, I guess I got to go with the Miz." So I think he's going to turn because Ray. Winning at Mania, covered athlete of WWE 2K22, Ray and Dom thing. I mean, whatever. But I just think, I think the Miz getting his ass kicked on the biggest stage by all three of them is a better visual than the opposite.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still hate the fact that he's called Dominic. Like, I think I actually might have mentioned it last time I was on this show, but I remember there was a story where there was potential that they were going to put him under a mask and name him Prince Mysterio.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Which I think that'd been so much better.
Yeah.
Because he looks, even though I don't know how old he is, he looks 12 still.
Yeah, he does. And facially, he looks like a little child. He looks like a young
They're
kid.
amazing. We should have named the night show the WrestleMania Between Two Beards. Oh, who's cracking one?
Cracking it.
Stone Cold here. What?
Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Trust me.
We're going to have a LaCroix bash.
LaCroix sponsored us. Holla at your boy. I'm a sparkling water fiend, man. Let's go.
No. Yeah. All right. We then have the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match. The Usos. Oh, damn amazing. Yeah, damn amazing in the chat says, how about Rey Mysterio Trace? Like, it could have been Rey Mysterio the third. Well, Rey has publicly said that he doesn't want to, you know, because everybody's like, you're going to fight Dominic. Like, one of you is going to turn on the other, you're going to fight. And he's like, I don't really want to do that. Like, what I want to do is pass him the mask, and I want him to be Rey Mysterio. I'm like, whatever. I think if they did it in the right way.
Spoiler alert, he can't be Rey Mysterio. He's not that good.
I mean, he's not that bad.
But if they wanted to do it without turning
he's still young too.
They could do it in a way that they could both stay babyface, but have it almost like maybe Ray's like winding down or is not doing whatever, and Dominic's like, maybe you should retire, and Ray does this passionate promo of like, I want to retire, but you're not ready yet. And then they have this, like, no, I'm ready, yada. And then they have this like mini face versus face feud, and then they have this epic match, and Dominic wins, and then they have that emotional moment at the end where Rey Mysterio unmasks. That could work. I think that'd be a
I
good.
mean, that would be good if they booked it that way. That would be good. I like the
Comment's great.
yeah.
Dom's head's too big.
His head is too big for.
He's got to shave that mullet off, bro.
Yeah.
That would be great if he just came out wearing the mask as a hat.
Yeah, and just like got to the bridge of his nose when he was like.
That's the style. It's 2022. He's just like he's got the mask like tilted to the side like this, and he's like,
what's up? What's good?
What's up?
For anyone who's hopping in, we are doing a WrestleMania preview. We're in the middle of night one between two beers, but
Strap
tonight
yourself
we got
in.
our boy here. Oh,
Mike Fish.
yeah. Mike Fish is here, so it's between three beers. We just finished up talking about the Mysterios.
Our bearded
Logan
brother
Paul
from
and
another
Miz.
mother. That's what I like to call him.
I do think that I agree. I think, he comes out with Ray all the time, which I'm cool with. It's father-son. They were the father-son tag champs. He needs to come up with his own, he needs to have his own finisher. He needs to separate himself.
Yes.
That way, I believe he needs to separate himself from.
I will say this.
He can't just be a clone of Rey Mysterio.
Or maybe he could do the whole, once he has the mask handing over, that's maybe when they could rename him Prince Mysterio, and he could
something like
shoot
that.
out the ground like Rey Mysterio used to do.
Yeah. Who's that hopping out the sky?
R-E-Y. Mysterio. Here we
Who's
go.
that hot
Right? That's how
I just feel like you're setting Dom up for long-term failure if you want him to be a carbon copy of Ray. He needs his own little style. Like I said, Tim said the same thing. He thinks Tom needs to get away from the 619. Bob guy, welcome to the chat, Bob guy.
Hab guy.
Hab guy. Sorry, I'm away from it.
God.
So it looks like
I got a Giants fan here. I got a Canadians fan, and what is going on, guys?
I don't know
Anyway,
why I'm
Hab
just
guy,
laughing to myself.
I'm glad you're both here. I appreciate the both of you, but as a
All I can think of is
fan,
now, I'm just giggling to myself.
Who's the Canadians fan?
Hab guy, Habs.
Oh,
Montreal Canadians. At least that's what I think it is. I could be wrong.
Could be.
I could be wrong.
Maybe he likes.
But I think that's what
habanero pepper.
That's what I know Hab as. Is
Maybe
a
he
short
likes-
nickname for
maybe-
Montreal
maybe
Canadian fans. The
You know,
Habs.
maybe he's Happy Corbin.
Maybe. That'd be awesome.
Hab guy, if you want Happy Corbin.
Speaking of Corbin. Speaking of Corbin.
Wait one
You
second.
see-
I need to say this.
Yeah.
Because I'm obsessed with this now. It's stuck in my head. I have to say it out, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I just want to have that moment where there's an awkward theme music, where like Dominic comes out, and he jumps out. Who's that jumping out the sky? Dominick Mysterio.
Here we go.
Here we go.
That'd be hilarious. Oh no. Well, Canadians are. It is what it is.
Hab guy, Tim doesn't know sports. He likes to pretend that he does, but he doesn't. So don't take him personally. Anyway, you said speaking of Corbin, I said we moving on. What do we got next?
I told you. SmackDown tag champs.
Wait, so who are we
Usos.
going? Wait, who? So are we going with Mysterio's winning that match?
I have. Yes.
Logan Paul turning on the Miz, and then
I think
Mysterio's
what
winning the
Pluggo
match.
said. I think that's probably the way you go. If the Miz takes the pinfall, it doesn't matter. That's not going to affect him at all. And the Mysterios get a good moment. They'll try to get people to cheer Logan Paul because he's a celebrity, even though everyone won't because he's a piece of shit. And then that'll be.
And I would say
That'll be
shout
how it
out
goes
to the
up.
Miz though, because Miz is in that position now
Oh, Miz is incredible.
where he
I
could literally lose every week, and
It doesn't matter.
he doesn't lose anything.
No, the Miz.
I will,
Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say, I will say my favorite Logan Paul, like it's not being shown on TV, is that guy Oliver Tree on TikTok. He shows up at all the Raw events and holds up signs that say like Logan Paul sucks and like I'll knock or Jake Paul's better, and then they beef on TikTok.
Nice.
So it's like this really funny offshoot thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's good.
Look,
I don't know.
my thing is, I'm not a fan of Guy. I think, you can look it up. He's done pretty despicable stuff. That is what it is. But I agree with what Mike said at the beginning. Like, what they've given him to do last year when it was the KO and kind of stuff like that. And this year, like, he plays up to the part. Like, he knows he's getting booed. He's a cocky, but, like, he does it well. He performs well. We talked about Bad Bunny. Like you said, I think Bad Bunny set, like, that's the highest bar you could ever set for a celebrity match. Like, he was incredible.
I mean, don't sleep
last
on
year at
Snook-
WrestleMania.
Don't sleep on Snooki, but yeah, Bad Bunny.
Snook, yes, that was okay too. But I mean, Bad Bunny was given friggin' Canadian destroyers.
I mean, she did
All
the
right, like,
flip back elbow.
the backflip handspring elbow, incredible. All right. So the next match we got is for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It is the champion Usos, part of the Bloodline, defending against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boo.
Nakamura. Is that how he does it? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, like they're real high. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think it's a little more like rock and roll, like you got to get into it a little bit. But yeah,
I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
But yes, this is another match where
I'm getting them out of the way. That's what we're doing.
I know.
We're getting them out of the way.
I'm literally just stating, like, you could have done this on SmackDown, then okay, or pre-showed this. Maybe this is the pre-show match. I don't know. Maybe some of these are, and we haven't figured that out yet. But I would imagine this could be pre-show.
I'm sure he's enjoying himself, but I imagine just before they go out in the gorilla position, Boogs turns to Nakamura and is like, "Hey, you ready?" And Nakamura's like, "I main evented Wrestle Kingdom. What the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah, he's like, they just pay me a lot of money, and yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. Brutal.
I won the Royal Rumble once, and
remember that? Yeah. Remember when he won the Royal Rumble and he was like the one that everybody wanted to win the Royal Rumble?
And they set up him versus AJ Styles, and everyone lost their mind, and then they were like, let's make this weird.
Yeah. And then they turned the heel, and they ended up fighting like 3 times, and Nakamura never won.
So Nakamura, your gimmick is you like to punch dicks.
Yeah, okay. Literally.
Good shit, pal.
Good, that's so good. I did like some of the stuff he did, though, like when I think Renee was still doing it. She would try to interview him, and he would just say, like, I don't speak English.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Hilarious. That was good stuff. But then they just did nothing. All right. Yeah, so for me,
Usos.
Yeah. Like, clear cut.
Yeah.
No way in hell Usos are losing. It is what it is.
Moving on.
All right, now we're starting. Now we get to the meat. We get to the meat of night one here.
The meat?
The meat.
What type of meat?
The actual matches that are worth discussing, I think.
Venison?
Yeah.
Is it veal? Is it steak?
Veal.
Are we talking wagyu? Wagyu meat?
Wagyu beef, you mean?
Yeah.
No. I'm going to talk about
chicken?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I'm hungry.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. This was originally supposed to be the main event, I think. But this week on Raw, they made it seem like the KO show is going to end up being the main event. So we'll save that for the main event here. SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair champion defending against the winner of the Royal Rumble this year, Ronda Rousey. This has been brutal for me. I think for a lot of us.
I could not care less.
I couldn't say
about this.
I think Alex has called this meat of the card haggis.
Yeah, for me, Ronda.
That's a Drew McIntyre match.
That is true, technically. Ronda looks like the promos have been bad. The in-ring since she's been back has been bad. I don't care about this match. I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm excited for the other women's match that we'll talk about in a little bit. I am excited for that match, but this should be Ronda and Becky. I don't understand how you can have Ronda come back when the last time you saw her was in the middle of the feud that made Becky, it should be Becky. If you want to have her for 2 WrestleManias and you want one to be Charlotte and one to be Becky, cool. This one should be Becky.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that Ronda would come back, especially as a babyface, and Becky is a heel. Especially with the scenario that Ronda would not come back and win the Royal Rumble and come out on Raw the next night and say, you all know why I'm here. You all know who I want. I want revenge. I'm picking Becky. And that's what should have happened. And immediately everyone would have lost their shit and been like, all right, let's go. And I just feel like I just don't get it. I don't get what picking who will win between Rousey and Charlotte is like picking if you'd rather be kicked in the right nut or left nut. Either way, you don't care for. Yeah.
Some people might, though. Some
people are into that. 2022, man.
Whatever.
The world is wild. But it just seems like such a big miss. Like, just like, how do you not do it? But as far as this match goes, I agree with Mike. Like, I could care less. I think Ronda will win. I think Ronda will win.
It would be weird if she lost.
Yeah, but I think this match is going to be. This is the match that the crowd is it's gonna be rough out there, and I think this was the scheduled main event. I think that they thought that this was going to get treated by the audience as a big deal main event. And then I think especially, over the last month, but over the last couple weeks, the reactions they've heard, I think they were like, we got to figure something else out.
I think if they try to push this as the main event, it's going to turn into a Brock versus Goldberg from WrestleMania 20 situation.
Yeah.
Where the people that do stick around are just going to shit on this.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They need to get this out of the way early when the crowd's hot.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if this is not going to be the main event, I think this would be a good opener. I expect the match to be all right. Like, I expect Charlotte is still one of the best women wrestlers to ever do it. And I know Ronda has looked shaky in the few appearances we've seen of her. But if you remember when she was full-time for that year, her first year was incredible. Like, she was very good. So, like, I won't be shocked if they end up having a pretty good, like, match. But just the investment that I have in this is zero. Like, I do not care. This is the match literally on the whole event that I'm like, I care the least about. And that says something because we've already talked about 4 matches that don't matter.
Damn.
Don't
get out of the way, Charlotte. I want to see happy Corbin.
And I'm a pro Charlotte guy. I'm not one of those Charlotte haters. I dealt with one of those on social media today. Lose my mind. I'm not a Charlotte hater. I'm a pro Charlotte hater, but this has been bad. It's been bad for me. Okay, I'm done.
Well, I think it's the greatest thing going. How can I follow that? Like,
sorry.
No, that's fine. That's what you're here for.
I mean, to be fair, night 1 is about technically 2 matches in a segment. That's all people care about.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like you said, it's going to be tough to get the crowd behind this, and it's because, and I'm going to harp on it. Ronda didn't need to win the Rumble to make this happen, and that's where everybody soured on it. If Bianca wanted to be the first, like, a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, and you have her go challenge Becky, that's great. And then Ronda just has to show up and do what Ronda did the first go-around, and that'll sell. But you made her this Royal Rumble winner, and then she waffles back and forth on whether she likes the fans, hates the fans. She doesn't know how to play the heel or the face. It's not clicking this go around, and I don't know what they need to do. But all I know is if you're gonna be in the ring with somebody, though, Charlotte is the person to carry you.
Yeah.
So
and Charlotte,
I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised by the match being better than we're anticipating. But the build to this has been absolute dog shit.
She needs to be the super hot heel who's coming in like, I'm the queen of MMA, wrestling shit. Fuck you. Like, she needs to be a heel. I don't know why I've tried time and time again.
On her side and just let them run through the women's division and to the point where we can't stand her. And then we want Charlotte to win. Because we don't want Charlotte to win because people don't like Charlotte. But we don't want Ronda to win either.
Her with Baszler as like an enforcer would be awesome.
Incredible. It'd be incredible. And I think what they're going to do, how they're going to do this, I don't know how they're going to get there. But a year from now, Ronda Rousey will be a heel. And Becky Lynch will be the man again, or like some more form of that babyface character.
Like, why did Ronda come back as they try to make her a babyface? Why did Becky come back and they try to make her a heel? Like,
it makes no sense. And apparently the Becky stuff, that everything leaked that it was her idea and she wanted the change.
Doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Yeah, correct. I don't care whose idea it was.
Yeah, and she's made it work. Like, she's made it work because she's just that damn good at it.
Yeah.
But like, it just like this should be the man versus Ronda Rousey. That is a main event. Night 1, night 2, don't matter. That for a title.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey versus the man Becky Lynch. That is the main event match. And they decided
badass Becky versus heel Ronda, and
that's it, man. It should have
heel
been
Charlotte versus Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
So much better.
What is wrong with that?
I have to feel like, I knew when Becky came back, that was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You maybe didn't know you had Ronda in the bag, but the second you knew you had Ronda in the bag, you got to
change the course, man.
Becky, we need this because this is the money draw.
Yeah. And and another thing that is baffling to me is why are both women's championship matches on Saturday? Like why don't they have one? Hold on.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to book women's wrestling and they don't care.
It makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't you have one of them on Saturday and one of them on Sunday? Like, that's
because we're gonna get like Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre on Sunday as like a throw-in or something.
Yeah, Drew will fight twice.
Yeah, it's because they don't know. I don't know what the thought is. Maybe they're thinking, let's try to get in their minds. They're probably thinking, let's get all these these title matches on night 1 to get people in, and then they'll stay for night 2. But it's like, yeah, split it up a little bit. Josh, hello. We stand for Josh Robinson.
We do. Yeah. So
how was 2K, buddy? I know you were streaming, so thanks for joining. Or if you might still be streaming, I don't know.
I know, but always good to see you, my friend. Thanks for hopping
Where's the raid?
Yeah, I just feel like, again, like I wouldn't be shocked if they end up having a good match. I wouldn't be at all. The build has been awful. Ronda looks like she doesn't care. Like she just looks like she's literally there for the paycheck. It's just a miss for me. I do think Ronda will win, though, and Ronda will be the SmackDown Women's Champion, but it does absolutely nothing for me.
All you got to do is, if she's there just for the paycheck, you got to tweak it. That's why she's there. And just run with it and lean so far into it.
But that makes her a heel, and for some reason they don't want her to be a heel.
Exactly.
And I think the reason why, like you just mentioned a few minutes ago, I think the reason why they don't want her to be a heel is because no matter if they try their best to make Charlotte a babyface, nobody wants to root for Charlotte.
Which is Charlotte.
Then switch the matches.
Correct.
Yes.
It should be Ronda and Becky and Bianca and Charlotte. Like that's what this should be. And both those matches could main event both nights, and they would make sense. It would make sense.
That's why we're here.
So bizarre.
With Mike Fish of Waffle Box Pod, our dude, the man, the myth, the legend, the third beard.
Are we all in agreement that we think Ronda wins, or is anybody leaning Charlotte? I mean, Charlotte is Charlotte. She wins big matches. She wins big. Yeah. Yes, she does win more big matches than not.
I don't know what Ronda's deal is. Is she gonna making another full-time run at this? Because it doesn't make sense to put the belt on.
I believe when everything went down, she was going Rumble to next year's Mania. I don't know what that means as far as like every week, but I mean,
either way, it'd be very bizarre if she lost.
I agree. Dan, what is going on, my man? Thank you for hopping in per usual. Talking some WrestleMania. Ronda, Charlotte. Who do you guys got in the chat? Let us know who you're picking.
I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to do Ronda.
All right,
because they get the moment, right? They get the USA Today, they get ESPN, they get all the pub of Ronda winning, and then Charlotte wins it back at WrestleMania Backlash Roadblock or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah. All right. It's time, guys.
What's time?
Oh, it's time. The next match.
Which match?
We have Seth freaking Rollins.
Hold on.
I don't know. Oh, what the hell? Oh. Wait a minute. We actually might have Seth freaking Rollins here with us tonight.
Oh, my God. Exclusive. Wow.
Hey, boys.
Seth
I still
Rollins
don't have
here.
an official match yet. I don't care if it's Marco Stunt. I don't care if it's John Cena, Cody freaking Rhodes. I don't care.
That was a terrible laugh impression.
That was a terrible Seth
That's
Rollins.
terrible. Hey, listen, I'm a little under the weather.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that why you laugh? Sounding like shit? Kick him off, Alex. Can you get him off and find Pluggo? Thank you.
Oh, boy.
I apologize for that. I didn't know that was.
I've been waiting to use that. I bought that mask at Five Below. I've been waiting to use it.
At Five Below? They sell Seth Rollins face masks at Five Below?
If you want to get really...
The hell kind of store is that? I thought that was a clothing store.
I got a Roman Reigns one, too, which I don't have with me.
Did you get a Becky one for Mrs. Pluggo?
They only had... Oh, hey.
Heyo.
No, yeah, this is random, and I've been waiting for a reason. I don't have my Seth Rollins down yet. But
No, that laugh was horrendous. You got to do some work on that.
And your fashion's
all right,
all wrong.
Give me your Seth Rollins, because he doesn't have a match, so we don't have anything to break down. Give me your Seth Rollins laugh.
Who are you talking to? Me or
Both
Mike?
of you. Let's go. So far I'm the only one that has one, so I win. That's pretty. He does.
No, for me it's more of a. He does like a. like he like does like a. That's what it is to me. Like he does the laugh at first, like. And he like
the mask
stretches it out.
So I can't be like.
But bottom line is,
leave your lights on.
The bottom line is, those are probably all three of those are kind of shitty. And in my opinion, I think this is the best work of his career. I think what he's currently doing. I think he has been as good as he's ever been. From a character standpoint, he's always been top tier in ring.
Well, but we had Seth Rollins on tonight.
I wonder how much those masks cost. Jeez Louise.
Somebody needs to message Spencer and let him know that Seth Rollins was on the show.
So he is versing TBA, who will be appointed by Vince McMahon. If you haven't seen that video that they released, that was hilarious. That was very well done, that like little video they did in Vince's office. Most people are under the assumption that it will be one Cody Rhodes debuting here. However, it could be anybody. We know the WWE. We know it literally could be anybody. There were rumors the other day that Shane McMahon was in town, and everybody ran with that as it's going to be Shane against Seth. And no, it won't be.
On that last night.
I did. Shane McMahon is there to see The Undertaker go into the Hall of Fame. He's known him his whole life. Look, and I'm not going to take credit for it because Sean Ross Sapp said it on Fightful the other day on the Listing Your Boy. But he said if Cody wasn't going to be there at WrestleMania, like WWE would have to come out publicly and say that Cody Rhodes is not going to be there. Like it would be. I don't think they would. But Sean Ross Sapp was referring like it would be like almost malpractice of sorts if Cody wasn't there.
And I tend to agree with Sean on a lot of things.
He's wrong on that one.
I feel like since if AEW did this, like the CM Punk thing, and CM Punk didn't show up, for a young company that is malpractice, and you just lost a lot of faith. But the WWE feels as themselves they are bulletproof. So if they lean into Cody and Cody doesn't show, they're still going to make $1 billion next year. You know?
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be there.
I wouldn't be shocked. This isn't my official prediction, but I wouldn't be shocked if because it's night one.
Yeah.
They do Seth Rollins versus Shane McMahon. Seth wins, and then they do this thing where night two, Seth Rollins comes out to brag that he won, and then that's when Cody Rhodes comes out and they do a little beat down angle, and then they go from there.
Maybe.
It also wouldn't be past the way Seth's been doing this on Twitter, his character to be like, gotcha. You thought it was going to be that guy?
That's fair. That's fair.
But I think you're right. I think it would be a big misfire if they didn't get Cody. But then again, like Meltzer today was like, I don't know if he's going to be there. People said he might back out. So
people.
Do you know what? From his
exactly. Meltzer just said people close to Cody.
I would really enjoy it just for what he's putting on Twitter if it was in fact Marco Stunt.
Yes.
And then he beats Marco Stunt in the match, and then as he's celebrating, that's where Cody comes out and they have a brawl.
I posted that today. I said, "Don't play with me, Seth. I'd watch that match all day, every day. Him versus Marco Stunt. Let's go."
It's just, man, I don't know. For me, like it's gonna be Cody. I think, obviously, but for me in general, like this is a big moment for WWE, I believe, just in general when it comes to Cody. But this is a huge moment because like they have to treat him and book him right, because this is the first guy to leave AEW and go to WWE, and you need to kind of set a precedent.
Wait, did you see Ariel Helwani and John Pollock's conversation?
No, not yet.
They made a good point that if they butcher Cody Rhodes coming back and make him out to be a joke or whatever, blah, 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 they were saying, I mean, obviously there's still time, but they could pretty much almost kiss MJF goodbye.
Oh yeah,
because they don't. They would say, "I bet he's watching this. I bet
I think
he's
the whole
watching.
AEW
How are they going
roster
to
is
handle Cody
probably
Rhodes?"
watching this. If you're an AEW wrestler, you have to be watching it and you have to be paying attention. And this is WWE's opportunity to like show the AEW wrestlers like, hey, if down the line you're not satisfied and you make this jump, we're going to do right by you. We're not going to bring you in and throw a boatload of money at you and have you sitting in catering for, 80% of the time. Like, we're going to do right by you. And they have to set that precedent with Cody. They have to.
Yeah, I mean, looking down the road, I mean, not to bring MJF too much into the conversation, but it might be shocking to people. But MJF is very protective over his character, and he's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
he's been the same guy throughout his entire indie run. He hasn't wavered at all. You know how sometimes they kind of fluctuate. Yeah. He's been MJF since day one, really.
Yeah, and like Dan just said, Wardlow, Jade Cargill, Ricky Starks, Cody was obviously in WWE for a good amount of time, but those three.
Sorry, I keep the thing.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, that's the point they were making, in that they were saying, okay, if Cody, who came up through the WWE system, had that connection because he's a second generation, Dusty, and yada 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 yada. If they screw him over, what are they going to do to me?
Correct.
So yeah, I think if they want some AEW stars, this is almost like a rehearsal. Like, this is an audition. You need to make this right.
You need and I think the way to do it, and I hope that, and again, with Vince there, you never know because it's his say and that's it. But he needs to be presented like he was presented in AEW. Like, he needs to be the same.
I just wish he could have the music. I think
he can't have the music. He owns that song.
Oh, it is. It's everything.
Oh, is it?
He owns that song, so he can use that.
He needs to come out to that music.
100%. I think he needs to be presented almost exactly like he was in AEW, because that's where he left WWE, because he was unsatisfied. He wanted to change wrestling, but he also wanted to prove that he was a main eventer. He made himself a main eventer. That's what he is. He needs to be treated that way, and he needs to be showcased like he was showcased over there.
I'm still holding out hope that he's swerving all of us and he just shows up on Wednesday.
He just shows back up on AEW. He's like, gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, Supercard of Honor. What's up? I said this, I think if they really wanted to play this thing like close to the vest, you've worked out something where he can show up Friday at Supercard of Honor. So it throws it off. So he's there.
Like, Vince is like, hey, I got an idea. I want you to be on the Ring of Honor show. We'll
be
call
on
it.
The Ring of Honor.
Well, I think
show.
that's out of. But now that Tony owns it, that's over.
Right.
Yeah.
But here, money talks. They can work something out if they want.
I think that would be one thing. Tony Khan would be like, not doing it.
No.
I know, but it would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if he showed up and everyone was like, "Oh," and then the next night he's on Mania, it's like, okay, well,
I could see more realistic if he was on like one of the GCW shows or something like that.
Yeah,
sure, whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
I just feel like they're trying to throw the sets off with the Shane McMahons of the world and the Cenas. I mean, Cena versus Rollins would be a hell of a lot of fun if they could pull it off. If it wasn't Cody, that'd be fun. But it's got to be Cody, right?
I feel like it's at the level now that if it's not Cody, oof, like the crowd might. I just feel like.
What, are you going to get up and walk out?
No, obviously not.
For the ticket.
Obviously not. But I feel like the majority of the general public of wrestling fans are expecting it to be Cody Rhodes.
But they already shit on the WWE, so what's one more thing?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm with you. I think it's gonna be Cody. I'm just saying, like, if it's not, like, I'm not turning off WrestleMania.
No, and I wouldn't either. But I would be like, oh, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
like
sure.
that. If you ask me, what are the things you're looking forward to the most on WrestleMania? That's top 3 for me. Is seeing Cody. All right, well, hey, party, dude. Like, but that's top 3 for me. Is I want to see Cody. I want to see how he's presented. I want to see when he comes out. If it's him and he comes out, that's just going to be it's going to be like, I cannot believe it that this guy is back here. Of all the guys you would pick, he would be one of the last guys in AEW to go back there. You would think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, all right. So if we all pretend that it is Cody. we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. How do we think? I mean, obviously, do we assume Cody gets the big victory in his return debut? Cody wins. Seth can lose and it won't affect him.
Cody, welcome back here.
Yeah, we need you to job to Seth. You're going to have a great match, but we need Seth to win. He's been on fire lately.
And then he's going to teabag you after the match.
Well, see, he's back in the WWE, so it doesn't matter. He'll get a match the next night on Raw.
He is advertised for the Raw After Mania. Cody, he is going to be on Raw. That is the show he will be on.
Did you bring your face paint?
Yeah, exactly.
You still know how to make those perfect.
I am excited to see that. I think that moment is going to be one that they show forever. So it's going to be a moment for sure. All right. We then have the last match of night 1, at least.
Oh, jeez, we're not even halfway through.
No. Well, night two has a lot shorter. There's not as much. Night 1 is loaded, I think, compared to night 2. We have the Raw. Oh yeah, bust it out. Let's do this dance. We have the Raw Women's Championship match. We have Big Time Bex defending the Raw Women's Champion against Bianca Belair. I thought that this feud has taken it up a few notches the last 2-3 weeks. This is a match that I'm very excited for. I think this is going to be a great match. I think Bianca's doing it. I think Bianca's taking it. I think she wins back-to-back the title at Mania.
They owe her for SummerSlam.
Man.
I wouldn't be shocked if we don't get that. I wouldn't be shocked if we get like a 30-second.
Oh, you think Bianca gets revenge and wins Bianca in 30 seconds?
And then they maybe do a rematch at Backlash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Like, obviously, I would prefer them to have a full match, duh. But I think if you did it the right way, which when we talk about WWE, that's not always the case sometimes.
If I'm Becky Lynch, I'm pissed. You're gonna cut my hair and I lose the belt. What the?
She's losing.
What's going on here?
No, she's losing. I think Bianca's winning this shit.
Dad's selling the boat. Dad's selling the house. You guys are going on the boat. We're not coming with.
No,
that's Becky right now.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Bianca. I just think she's a star. She's a star.
Again, it wouldn't make sense for her to lose.
Yeah, I just think it doesn't make sense for her to lose. Like, obviously, if Becky wins, like Becky's top of the but it makes no sense for me to have Bianca lose. She needs to get her revenge. She gets her revenge. Alex just said in the private chat that the way they've been going about it, you could, not at Mania, but maybe at WrestleMania Backlash, it's hair versus hair, or it's something like they've been. I'm not thrilled on those type of matches, but the hair has been a part of the build. So
maybe Becky goes to team with Seth against Cody and Brandy.
Maybe.
The only scenario in which I see Becky Lynch winning at Mania, and I know this is crazy to say because she's Becky Lynch, she's fantastic, she's an all-timer, is that she loses at the Raw After Mania. Like, we get a debut of somebody and they just beat her. That'd be the only reason you would keep the title on her. Because
who, though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, right? So that's why I'm leaning it. It's got to be Bianca. It'd be a huge moment. You've basically been building her up to be the next under the 4 horsewomen. Maybe Bayley shows up.
I was just going to say, this is what I want to happen. I want Bianca to win, and then I want Bianca celebrating on Raw, and I want Bayley to come back. That's what I want. When Bayley got injured, she was in the middle of a title feud with Bianca. They were about to have their last match of their feud, tore ACL or did whatever she did to the knee. That's what I want. I want
Hugger Bayley back with the inflatable wavy tube men.
I would be okay with either form of Bayley. I love both forms of Bayley. I adore. She is my favorite of the 4 horsewomen. I think she is the best of the 4 horsewomen. That's just a personal thing, but that is what I'm hoping for. We all in agreement that we all pick Bianca there? We all pick Bianca there?
He's supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, he just cracked the beer at the perfect time because we are at what on Raw they were referring to the main event.
That was the saddest Stone Cold. He's like
of night 1.
I don't want to drip any beer. I don't want to waste.
Yeah,
any.
he said he'll get yelled at, right?
No, also I don't want to waste any beer.
Yeah, exactly. Paid hard-earned cash for that.
So did Stone Cold.
We have the KO show featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Obviously,
And
they're not.
WrestleMania with a talk show.
Yeah, they're not advertising it as a match. They're advertising it as the talk show. But if you've heard any of Stone Cold's interviews in the lead up here, he's very much talking like it's going to be a match. So I don't know how they go about it. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe it starts as a talk show and then it turns into an impromptu match, and maybe that's how. I don't know. But if you're main eventing Mania with this, I think there has to be a little bit more to it than just they have a talk show and then Austin ends up stunning Owens and then it's over. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would have to turn into some sort of longer fight, brawl. Like, it has to be a longer thing than what you would expect, I guess, if you're going to main event the night.
I guess the telltale sign of this will be what Austin comes out in. If he comes out in boots and knee braces and he's ready to kick some ass, then we know there's going to be a match. But if he just comes out, jeans and a t-shirt, and maybe there won't be. I don't know. I don't know how they play this. I'm intrigued, though.
Yeah. Mike, what are you feeling about this scenario? I mean, Stone Cold has a special place in my heart, so I'm happy. I'm excited that he's back. But I love Kevin Owens. He's my favorite main roster dude. So I'm happy that he's in this moment. He must be losing his shit.
I'm just confused with the build. And why wouldn't, if you're gonna have, I think it should be a match. But if you're gonna have a match, why wouldn't you promote that?
Yeah.
So it's got, the only thing I could see maybe is if they have the talk show on night one and it ends up
on a match
booking
on night
a
two,
match on night two, but then you're gonna have the crowd are gonna. I mean, most people are in the arena.
And then that's how you.
Too, but
that's how you end WrestleMania night one. Is him stunning Owens saying "See you tomorrow."
But then how are you gonna add that to night two? Because then that's gonna be two stacked almost.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how they go about it. I don't know how they go about it because I feel like even with Stone Cold. Like coming out, it's in Texas. Everyone loves Stone Cold. The pop's going to be great and all that stuff. And yeah, we want to see him whoop some ass. Like I just feel like just a KO show. That's a little light for a main event of WrestleMania, regardless of the guest. And the guest is top of the top.
Unless at the beginning of the show or something like
maybe they open with it. What if they open with it? You get the Stone Cold pop right away. It turns into a brawl, and then they announce that later on tonight, Stone Cold's hopping back in the ring, first time in 19 years,
I feel like
whatever.
We shit on WWE a lot, I mean, as fans, but they've got to have something worked out for this to make sense. Because optically, it doesn't make sense as a main event for WrestleMania. It feels like something you would open the show with, get the Austin pop, he kicks KO's ass, everybody cheers, and you get on with the night. But if you're promoting this, and I mean, Austin's doing vignettes, he's doing the interview tour saying he's ready to go, he's in his best shape of his life. There's got to be something else here. So I'm super intrigued on what they do with it. I'm going to reserve judgment. Either way they do it, Austin is coming out on top. Like, he's not losing.
Yeah.
KO's not getting the best of him.
I don't think so. But
would it be amazing if he comes out and then. So, Steve, tell me about WrestleMania against Bret Hart, and I have an actual interview for 20 minutes, and then that's it. Good night, everyone.
Yep, that'd be awesome. Yep, I'm just a fan of Stone Cold, so I'm good. Thank you. See ya.
KO should do I'm the consummate professional. I have you on a talk show. We're going to talk. No fighting. We're going to talk.
Yeah, and then it breaks down, and then that's how they end it.
That would be perfect.
All right, well, that sums up night one. So we are done night one. So now that we are at the halfway point, let's talk about balls.
Big ones. Oh.
Huge balls.
Like Kevin Owens having huge balls to call out the greatest wrestler of all time.
Like Vince McMahon. Balls the size of grapefruits, if you remember. If you go, you see the ticker below us. If you go to manscaped.com and you type in the promo code Love Wrestling, you will get 20% off plus free shipping, and that free shipping is
Say it again.
worldwide. Free shipping worldwide. You can live anywhere and get Manscaped for 20% off and free shipping. Whether it's the lawnmower 4.0, the crop preserver, whether it's they have hair gels, they have hair products, they have ball toner, ball wipes, they have for your nose hairs, ears hair, whatever grooming sorts you need, gentlemen. Manscaped has it for you. You'll be feeling fresh. You'll be feeling clean. You'll appreciate feeling that way. Your partner will appreciate that type of work too. You don't want your balls looking like what's on the three of our faces here. That's not what you want.
WrestleMania is a long weekend. Keep them ball wipes handy right here in the pocket. Pull one out.
Yep.
Stay fresh all night.
Yep.
Yeah, for 4 hours, they're going to be sweaty.
Exactly.
They're sweaty, is chilling, you know.
Yep. And the way that you can avoid that is by going to manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping, promo code Love Wrestling. Let them know we sent you there. Let them know you like our little partnership here. Give us some love while giving them some love. Manscaped.com. Promo code
your balls.
Love Wrestling. Also, RK Athletics 1, as you can see there. And then we've had the logo on the bottom corner of the screen this whole show. They've been our first sponsor since the beginning. Rich King, friend of Spencer's, friend of Love Wrestling. Not only a great professional wrestler, he is a great personal trainer. He knows his stuff, whether it's just for diet needs, whether it's just for a workout plan, or if it's more in-depth. They're the team you want to go to. Follow them on all social medias, RK Athletics 1. All right, boys. And then you can go, yes, right there was a little quick one. You can go to lovewrestling.ca/shop. You can get a few T-shirts. You can get a Sunday brunch mug, a fanny pack. We got a bunch of different stuff on there. So go hook us up there as well. All right, let's dive into night 2. Night 2, slightly smaller card than night 1.
Which means surprises are coming, right?
Possibly. All right, we have.
Maybe they book Ricochet in a match.
You know?
It's not
That'd be
happening.
nice.
I doubt it. We have a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The champions, Carmella and Zelina, will be defending against Naomi and Sasha Banks, against Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and against Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Yeah. So
don't all jump in at once, boys. Look.
I expect Naomi and Sasha to win. You know Sasha is winless at WrestleMania. 0-6 at WrestleMania, Sasha Banks. I expect her to get a victory.
God, can you imagine?
Although I would not mind them turning on each other. But regardless, who cares? Poor Sasha. It should be Bayley and Sasha here. That's what it should be. But obviously, I don't know. But I'm thinking Sasha gets her win. Sasha and Bayley, Naomi get their moment, and they're going to win this match. But at the end of the day, I expect the match to, if they're given time, I actually think the match would actually be pretty okay. It'll be all right. Those are all, but who cares? Like, my problem is the last 3 weeks, I've already seen it.
Yeah.
They had a fatal 4-way with one person from each team in it 2 weeks ago. Last week, it was an 8-woman tag with the team. Like, I've already seen them fight for the last month. So why the fuck do I need to see them fight on WrestleMania?
Because that's good shit, pal.
I don't know. But anyway.
It's stupendous.
Yes, it is the stupendous 2-night WrestleMania. I am picking Naomi and Sasha.
I enjoy all the competitors in the match in their own ways, but like I was leaning Liv and Rhea.
I think Rhea should be the first person that goes after Bianca.
I think I do too, but I also feel like Sasha Banks or Naomi should be the first one to go after Flair or Rousey.
That's fair.
So do you? And I know that Selena and Carmella have their issues, so I don't think they're going to pull it off. And so I just don't want to see a Natty tag team title run again. Shayna's great. I just don't want to see it. We just saw it. They just had them like not too long ago.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want Shayna Baszler to be freaking Shayna Baszler. That's what I want. I don't want her teaming up with Natty. She already teamed up with Nia and was a multi-time. I don't need her in put together tag teams.
You know how I feel about
put her with
Shayna.
Ronda or make her I'm done with it. Ronnie, thanks for hopping in here.
Hey,
new friend, we're talking WrestleMania. We're diving into night 2 right now, so let us know your thoughts if you're a wrestling fan here for some WrestleMania talk.
Hey, if you're not a wrestling fan, you want to talk
this
about
this comment from Hab Guy, I don't think that's necessarily out of the picture either. Like, see Rhea and Liv win, so WWE can be like, hey, yeah, here's Liv getting her moment. We know you guys like Liv.
I know this sounds crazy, right? This sounds absolutely nuts what I'm about to say, but I kind of want Sasha to turn on the whole thing and be like, I'm bigger than this.
I'm better than this. Yeah, type of thing.
I'm a 4 horsewoman. Like, I don't want any part of this. And she just walks out. And then.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to something happening in the match that causes Naomi and Sasha to end up feuding, because I think that would be a good. Yeah, those are two solid names. Like, those are two big names that could have a middle tier non-title women's feud that actually matters if WWE ever wanted to do that. Or if any major wrestling company ever wanted to have multiple women's feuds going on at the same time on the same show. But yeah, I just think that's where I'm going. But I don't care much about this match, sadly.
Maybe Zelina and Carmella retain.
Maybe. I mean, they've been the champs for a little bit. They kind of like faked that they were breaking up to get people to think that they weren't going to do it, but now they're kind of on the same. I don't know. Oh, we're getting to that next, my friend. Hang on. Once we get our riveting picks for this four-way tag match, we'll be going there next.
I don't care.
If you have to pick.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. That's my pick.
All right. Pluggo, you going Rhea and Liv?
Yeah. That's just kind of.
I wouldn't be upset about that.
Well, I mean, Zelina and Carmella, it looks like they're going to have their own little feud off this. Yeah. And yeah. I feel like the comment of like, oh, Liv won a title, so shut up and be happy. I think they're going to do that. It may not be a long title reign, but it'll be a title reign.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
All right. We then have Sami Zayn going up against Johnny Knoxville in an anything goes match. So you know what that means. Knoxville is going to do some crazy shit here. That's what's going to happen. Yep. Oh, man.
I hope this opens up with Johnny Knoxville doing tie-up and trying some chain wrestling. That'd be amazing.
And then he just gets up and goes like this, and the crowd's like, yeah! They're like, yeah, he's going to beat you.
You still got it.
You still got it. Oh,
I mean, this would be a perfect opener for night 2. Like, hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to WrestleMania.
I mean, that's something that they should do. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to WrestleMania. It's just perfect.
I'm gonna say it. I love Johnny Knoxville.
I do too.
I grew up on the Jackass franchise. Yep. Like, but again, it comes back to like, sorry, Finn. Sorry, Ricochet. We had nothing for you to do.
Yeah, we got to make sure Johnny Knoxville's on this card.
And the dude was on an interview and said he had a brain hemorrhage filming Jackass Forever. And then he's going to go out there and kill himself.
I think
he's obviously going to win, right? Like
I think it's gone like anything goes. I think I wouldn't be shocked if we see some other cameos from Jackass.
Yeah, I want Wee Man. There.
Danger Aaron.
Give me Pontius. I want Pontius.
Party
Steve-O.
Boy.
Yeah, I want all of them. I would want all of them. I wouldn't be opposed to that either, but it's WWE. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Knoxville's going to wrestle this match, and Knoxville's going to win this match, and that's what we're going to get. Sami Zayn is great.
Yeah.
And he's the perfect guy to do this type of thing. I actually think the feud itself has been entertaining with the phone number stuff that Knoxville did and Sami Zayn showing up at the movie preview. They've done it the right way, where they've actually had like them involved in their like real life stuff and kind of fucking with each other. And I've enjoyed. It's been entertaining, and I hope the match is good. Yeah, and I think this is right. Sammy's going to make it look great because he's amazing at what he does, and it's going to look great. But Knoxville's going to win. I expect him to do at least one crazy thing, whether that's him jumping off of something high onto Sam. I just expect one or two crazy bumps because that's what Johnny Knoxville is known for. And then
come wash my back.
Yeah, wash my back. Wash my back.
I know this isn't going to happen, but I want Sami Zayn to bring Bam Margera out.
No.
I know it's not going to happen.
I mean, that would be
that's like
Yikes.
the ultimate heel move. Like have Bam come out because they're feuding in real life.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let him be in the friggin' movie. They were like, nah, bud. Nah, we're good. Was that a ghost? Did you have a ghost there opening that door?
That was my dog.
Oh, Ghost. We got Ghost. We got Seth Rollins. The show's off the rails. But yeah, it's a celebrity
I would have
match.
been way more excited if this was SummerSlam and then just for the entrance alone to have Chris Pontius like, oh, this is the biggest party of the summer.
Party
I
boy.
like the party.
Yeah, I would love Party Boy. That'd be incredible. That would be incredible. Get Party Boy there. Oh,
I want them to bring Manny with them and just be like, I don't know what's about to, because they always had Manny for those crazy spots, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, like
it's nuts.
It's totally insane. It's totally insane.
I wouldn't advise this, but
I'm gonna go watch friggin' Jackass now after this, just because that show and those movies were great, and apparently the new one is actually pretty good too.
It is.
Not that bad. Is it? You saw
it? It's on Paramount Plus.
It's on Paramount Plus, yeah. But they got some newer people to kind of potentially carry it on if they want, and
if you like
the last go around for the veterans.
If you like penis punishment,
I heard there was a lot of
movie.
I heard there was a good amount of penis. I heard there was a good amount of penis in the movie. So.
I mean, that's been Jackass staple for years.
Oh, always. All right. We then get. You could maybe argue that this is another celebrity match, but we have Austin Theory going up against Smackdown color commentator, former NFL football player, Pat McAfee. This is where I actually, and I think it was either Dan or Darren Mazing earlier, but this is where I think Shane McMahon could potentially get involved. Austin Theory has been with Vince most of the time. You know, Vince is giving him these. Would you guys do those stunts? No, I would die. No. I would die. Oh, we can't hear you, Pluggo. No. Jesus. Hour and 20 minutes into this friggin' show.
You just mute yourself somehow.
We can't hear you. And you... What happened, bro? You break your headphones? Can you hear us? Well, we can't hear you at all. So you're mute. Figure it out. Hop on and hop off. Huh? Coda.
Hashtag Coda.
Yeah, that was. You saw Coda? I'm assuming.
It's a great movie.
Excellent. Oh man, it was real good. We do a wrestling trivia gimmick. We do. Thursday nights, last Thursday of the month, we do Quizplex wrestling trivia. All right. Well, while Pluggo tries to figure it out, we still can't hear you, bro.
While he's still talking to himself.
He's the Quizplex champion, Pluggo is, while he's trying to figure it out. The Sami Zayn conspiracy has now come for Pluggo. Pluggo, I'm sorry, as Trent's mom called it. There he goes. Gone. All right. We'll talk Austin Theory, Pat McAfee.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I like
just
Pat
wish
McAfee a lot.
I just wish the build had been slightly different. I thought it just seemed a little too convoluted with Vince McMahon telling Pat McAfee that, hey, well, I'm going to give you a WrestleMania match, and then all of a sudden, almost the next night, there's a feud started. So,
Yeah.
Like, I wish there was more of like interaction where like maybe Austin Theory was being a dick, and then rather than Vince going, "Oh, you can have a match from WrestleMania. I'll decide you a match." It was kind of like if there was like kind of, "Hey Vince, while I've got you on the show, this Austin Theory fucking guy is being a dick." Like,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I don't know what I don't know. I need to just keep my hands like here.
I told you.
The whole show.
Just hands by your side, man. 10-2.
We got Mrs. Pluggo in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, Christmas
Do
tree.
we?
Oh,
Where? I don't see. Oh, wait. I don't see any comments. I got no comments happening.
Oh boy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Pluggo's falling apart over there. But anyway, we're good. We're talking Austin Theory, Pat McAfee. I do agree. I feel like it would have been cool if, like, Austin Theory was being a dick because his character is he's a dick. I would have liked to maybe see, like, although he's on Raw and McAfee's on SmackDown, but it would have been nice if, like, McAfee had issue with the way that Austin Theory was, I just feel like if there was a scenario where, like you said, Theory was being an asshole, or he was getting involved in things he shouldn't be involved in, or something like that, and McAfee kind of stood up to Theory, or went to, like you said, went to Vince and was like, "Yeah, no, I don't like this guy. I don't like the way he treats people, or he's a dick, or whatever. Like, I want to fight this guy, or like let me figure something out." But all in all, I'm excited for it. I think McAfee, the match he had with Adam Cole when he was involved in NXT was really good.
Yep.
We're getting people want you to take your shirt off, and it's not your wife. It's not your wife. And I think it'll be fine. I expect this one's tough though. This one's tough for me though, because I expect Pat McAfee
can go. McAfee can wrestle.
Oh so, yeah, for sure. But my thing is, like, right, you would think that Pat McAfee wouldn't lose. You know what I mean? However, Austin Theory is like the young gun. He's like, they clearly have high hopes and high plans for him in the future. I just think him losing this match might not be the best thing either, if that makes sense.
I left the main layer on for you to take off later, honey.
Whoa.
Please.
Hey, this is PG show here. We're talking about WWE.
Is it? Yeah. We just talking about our balls.
That was strictly business.
Honey, that was just a tease for everything.
That was strictly business.
Anyway, but
Pluggo, let me know what you're thinking about McAfee.
Austin Theory has that. I want to see him get his ass kicked, right? Like, we want to see it. So him taking an L, and you know how the WWE mindset works. Like, this is a huge spot for Theory. It's against McAfee. It's another one of those, like, it's going to get mainstream attention because of McAfee's ties outside of wrestling. So you could see McAfee getting the win, Theory taking a loss, and then them doing something with him and McMahon going forward. Because, I mean, again, Theory's young. There's a big spot. McAfee, it's not like we haven't seen McAfee absolutely slay it on NXT.
Oh, yeah.
I'm leaning McAfee. I think you give McAfee the win because everybody wants to see Theory get his ass kicked, and he plays it so well. So, I get in trouble every week on this show.
I think that's where I'm going to. I think McAfee.
Wait, so is Mrs. Pluggo not your wife?
I don't know.
Mrs. Pluggo is his wife. I think what she's saying, she always tells him to take his shirt off, and he doesn't. And now somebody else told him to take his shirt off, and he took his shirt off. So she's
because
like,
admittedly,
that wasn't his wife, and he actually took it off.
Usually when people ask me to take when she asks me to take my shirt off on air, I only have the one on. I had a top layer today, and I'm saving the extra layer for her for later.
Yeah.
I mean, we can throw that on the Twitch, but I don't think people want to see that.
No, I don't think they would.
Onlyfans.com/lovewrestling.
There we go.
Onlyfans.com/Mr. and Mrs. Pluggo.
There you go. You can that type.
To be fair, I'm surprised Spencer hasn't got a Love Wrestling channel on OnlyFans by now.
Well, I've been trying to do.
Why do you think he's
Love Wrestling
working out?
After Dark?
Why do you think he's working out with Rich King, baby?
Yeah,
he's getting
do all sorts of stuff.
Breaking news: we just put Spencer in an OnlyFans account.
I know, jeez Louise. All right, night 2, continuing. What a card. We're already halfway done, night 2. So, there's 2 matches on this card. Actually, there's 3, so I'll save those for the end. So we have just announced on Raw Oh, look at that. Oh, that's OnlyFans right there. That's what I'm saying. See that? See that pose?
Ayo!
We have Omos.
If you ain't throwing subs at this channel for that, I don't
Really,
know.
honestly, like,
cheers,
come on, like,
where's
look at
it
this.
at?
Look at this.
I couldn't do that without hurting myself. That is impressive.
Oh, I physically couldn't do that. We have Omos going against the returning Bobby Lashley. Okay.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Before
Bobby
you guys say anything,
Yeah.
I am gonna ask, because I've asked this on Twitter before. What's Omos's like? What's the end game with Omos in the long term? Right? Because he's not losing at Mania to Lashley.
He's gonna be undisputed champion one day.
Oh my! I don't see it. I don't.
WrestleMania 42, Omos versus Braun Breaker.
Right. That's right, because like Lashley is a legitimate badass champion. You know, you put him up against anybody, it's a legitimate thing. Omos right now has been running through, like, whether you like Apollo Crews and Dabba-Kato, or I'm sorry, Commander Aziz.
Commander Aziz, bro.
I like Dabba-Kato still, the nut grabber, but he's running through them, and both of them who are Apollo Crews is a former champion in 12 seconds. What do you do here? Like, you put it in a weird spot.
Unfortunately, he's going to beat Lashley.
Right.
I don't think he should.
But do we see him challenging Brock Lesnar or whoever? Roman Reigns?
If he challenges Brock Lesnar will F5 him, and then that'll be the end of Omos, I think.
Right. So what was the point?
To get...
That's where I'm at. Like, what's the point of Omos?
Are they building Omos to eventually just be like a big defeat for someone that they want to push?
New Big Show?
Like maybe Braun Breaker debuts at some point, and...
What was that?
Well, yeah, what was that? Who was singing that?
Who's in your closet, Mike?
My wife's watching.
Oh!
Whoa, what's she watching? What show's that?
OnlyFans over there at Mr. Fish's house. You talking about? I took a top layer off.
Who the fuck is in there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What? Spill that beer all over this place. Who cares?
Did your wife? Maybe your wife was like, "Listen here, Mike. You do one more of these podcasts."
Apparently, Bridgerton season 2 is very good.
Oh no, I know somebody that finished Bridgerton, and they were similar reaction. As Ham Guy says, that escalated quickly.
You take off one shirt. Oh, Mrs. Pluggo rocking around the Christmas tree. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Somebody's rocking around Mr. Fish's house.
What the hell was I saying before?
And it's not me.
What was I saying?
Between
before
two beards after dark, baby.
Holy moly.
We were talking Omos and what Omos is going to be doing.
I was going to say, like, what if this is like they build Omos up to be this unstoppable guy, and he's the first big victory for Braun Breaker on the main roster, or something like that.
I have an idea for Braun Breaker. We'll get to that in a bit. But no, I think this makes sense for Bobby Lashley to win.
I agree. I think they should. He came back as a babyface, which...
Because Omos is... He's not a made man, but he's a big bastard, so he can lose and still be thrown into another feud where it's like, oh my god, Omos.
Yeah.
I don't think he loses anything from losing this match.
I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Omos is going to win, but I think Bobby Lashley should. And that's my problem. Is I think they brought Bobby Lashley back, and Bobby Lashley is going to put Omos over, and it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Pluggo, you think Omos wins? What do you think?
Yeah. I can't get over what's going on over at Mr. Fish's house. But
dude, Bridgerton, bro.
But I'm saying, I think Omos gets to win. Maybe MVP gets involved and like turns on Lashley. So
that could happen.
I don't know. I look at Omos and I see why they see value in him. If he just becomes like the Big Show or the Braun, where it's like, oh, you're gonna fight.
He's the American Great Khali.
But exactly. You're just gonna take L's, but you gotta end. I don't know. So I'm interested to see, but I think you give Omos the win. Why would you be building him up to be this insanely unstoppable force just to take an L in his first WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Or is this his second WrestleMania? Did he wrestle?
No one cares.
No. Yeah. did they have a tag match last year?
I think he might have been in a tag match last year.
I think they might have been the tag champ.
Omos is the perfect wrestler.
Yeah, didn't they lose to RK Bro last year?
Oh, is that what it was?
Maybe.
Was that at SummerSlam? Mania? Was that the
Oh
Mania?
wait, it might have been. Oh, now I'm confused. I don't know.
Beyond two beard turnbuckles, talk, amen. But Omos is that type of wrestler, like where I want to know who's like the number one Omos fan, like who's out there, like I got the stats. I love everyone.
I can tell you right now, it's Vince McMahon. He might be the only
head
one.
of the Omos fan club.
Yeah. He's 7'3". Oh,
oh God.
Yeah, literally. That was Vince's reaction when he saw Omos walk in the room for the first time.
Wait, whoa! I thought RK Bro were a tag team last year. This is how long this year has been. Night 2, Randy Orton defeated The Fiend.
The Fiend. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That was only a year
Remember?
ago.
Well, There's a box-like structure.
RK Bro? Yeah, I think RK Bro won the titles at SummerSlam. I think that was.
Yeah.
That's when they had their big crowning moment.
Michael Cole, the astute observation. There's a box-like structure at the ring.
Holy shit! What a long year,
right? To answer that question in the chat, I think Vince. I mean, wrestling was built on bigger guys. Wrestling was built on Hogan and Andre and Bruno, like these bigger, larger than life people. And I think Vince, even though the wrestling business has shifted because now the majority of the wrestlers are not these monsters, I think when you see it, when Vince sees a monster, that's his automatically.
Yeah, I think they had their place. Because,
of course.
But you, like you say, they need to be far and few between so they actually look like giants.
Correct. Yeah. I agree.
Because if everyone's a giant, no one gives a shit.
Exactly. And I just think that's what early WWE was built on, was those big Andre, Hogan. Like a lot of those guys were big, larger than life.
And in WWE, how many times have we heard the phrase, like, if Adam Cole was 6'4", he'd be world champion? Yeah. They love the big fellas in the WWE, and the Omos. They're hoping to find something, and maybe they will.
You never know. Right now, he's all right. I don't see anything super duper special.
Over under this match lasts 5 minutes.
6 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, which would suck if Lashley loses that quickly. It's just if Lashley loses in general, I'll be disappointed. I'm expecting it, but I'll be disappointed. But if he loses like in a semi-squash, I'm going to be like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? That's a legitimate MMA fighter. Like, I don't care if that guy's 8'3". Like, Lashley will ruin him, break
Rousey.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's different.
So is Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, but it's different, Pluggo.
Oh, he's getting you see him twitch. He twitched. Watch out. Get him fired up.
All right.
I took that top layer off and I'm feeling
twitching on Twitch.
Yeah.
We then have a triple threat tag team match. Oh, it makes me wonder why Big T Johnson never got a bigger push.
You're right. I deserve a push.
Right. We have RK Bro.
Because it was always cold.
WrestleMania's outside, baby. It's cold.
Yeah. We have RK Bro defending the Raw Tag Team Champions against the Alpha Academy. Thank you. Against the Street Profits. Here's the thing.
We've seen it 93 times.
The triple threat tag match that was on Raw a couple weeks ago was an amazing tag team match. Amazing. This match, I fully am expecting it to also be amazing.
It'll be a good match.
Yeah, it'll be a good match, but it's a match that we've already seen a bunch of iterations of already.
I think this is the culmination of Randy Orton's power. Because I believe that they were probably building up to Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle.
100%. 100%.
But I genuinely think that when they pitched that idea, Randy Orton was like, no, I'm having fun. I'm not.
Well, I think that. Yeah, and I think that's 100%. I think that was the long-term story. And then at some point, Randy went to Vince and was like, "Hey, I'm like really like having the most fun I've ever had.
Don't split us up.
So like, can we make this last a little longer? Because like, I'm having a real good time. Good time." And Randy's one of the few people that Vince will probably be like, "All right, cool," and listen to, because he's been, doing it for 20 years or whatever. I do think when the turn eventually happens, though, I actually think it should be Riddle that turns on Randy.
I'm with you too, because I'd like to see.
I think Riddle has potential to be like a really good heel, like a laid back heel, but he can turn it on and be a fucking psycho like that. Like I think there's stuff there. Everyone would expect Randy to turn because Randy, we know he's naturally a heel. He's turned on so many people in his career, but I think it would be a little different and a little change of pace if Riddle was the one that eventually was like.
But now that the WWE has eliminated weed from the wellness policy, Riddle's gonna forget. He's gonna be like,
well, I mean, that's the real reason why Randy's enjoying.
He's like,
the best time of his career. After the shows,
I was gonna turn on Randy, but then I got high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think either way it goes, it'll be good. They have magic together as a team. Yeah. Like RK Bro is awesome. I think either way it goes, but I just think it would be cool to see heel Riddle. I think that would be a little different. So, who we think's taking this stuff? I'm rooting for the Alpha Academy because I love Chad Gable, and I think Chad Gable is making the most of his time that he's given.
Oh,
I think he's.
I think.
Wrestling. Yeah, dude. Riddle's money.
I think RK Bro is going to retain just simply because I think they're going to keep the titles
until
the breakup.
Yeah, that's probably what will happen. I want Chad Gable. Thank you. I want Chad Gable. He makes me laugh. He's entertaining. Pluggo, what are you thinking? RK Bro as well? Or do you think we see more tag champs?
This is a spot where you could do the Riddle. You could do the RK Bro winning, and then Raw after Mania something happens. Like, what's MSK doing in NXT right now? Like, that would be a fun call up of the challenge night one. You know, because Riddle has that tie to MSK. So I'm trying to think ahead. Maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but if I'm looking at this match as a whole, I think the Riddle Orton story is just so over that I think they pull it out. I think the Street Profits are going to be there because that Frog Splash is going to look amazing in front of 100,000 people. Chad and Otis are doing.
Where the fuck you get 100,000 people from?
They're in Dallas, bro. Dallas Stadium holds 100,000 people.
Yeah, if everyone bought a ticket.
Well, you know, am I the only one that watched WrestleMania for the last 20 years, and they're always like new attendance record, 101,000.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that's always true.
I'm just saying, if they say 110, I got to take them as believe them.
Yeah,
right?
that's fair. That's fair.
Anyway,
oh,
80,000 people.
Pluggo.
Yeah, you know, listen here. All I'm saying is, I think it's going to be a fun match. RK Bro retains.
Yeah, I think honestly, this is a perfect opener for night 2.
They will give out tickets to fill the seats. Yeah,
yes, 100% they will.
I swear, if they show up at WrestleMania, that stadium is half empty.
All I know is
they're not going to let that happen.
WrestleNomics said that when the last time they were AT&T, that was a legitimate. They sold out everything they could, and the Arlington police said they had just over 80,000 people through the turnstiles.
Yeah.
So I think
they said on air that they had 103, 110, whatever.
But apparently they even said that that includes everyone that was working,
and all the wrestlers,
and even like. There's not 20,000 staff on that night. No. Okay, here's a good sidetrack. This annoys me. Why they bump up those numbers? Because the fact that there was, I think, legitimately around about 82,000 people at AT&T Stadium last time they were at WrestleMania. That's an impressive number.
Yeah, it is.
Why do they feel the need to inflate? I don't get it.
Yeah, because 100,000 is more impressive.
Yeah,
because
if you just have 80,000 every WrestleMania, they're like,
and they know they're like nobody's going to fact check this.
They're going to do it this year as well, but I think legitimately, unless they have some walk ups, yada yada, it looks like there's going to be roughly 65,000 there each night.
Yeah, and they're going to say over.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and they're going to say
65,000 2 nights in a row. That's wow.
Yeah,
but the fact that they oversell it makes you think, oh, idiots.
Yeah, and like Prairie says right here, they're notorious. Even with other stuff, Andre wasn't 7'4". You know, whatever makes them look better, they'll say whatever makes them look better. So yeah, we got some TV going on in the background.
My background ran out, so now it went onto the. It just also played an episode of Waffle Box, which you should check out on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. Go follow Waffle Box. Check it out. It's a good show.
Baby.
All right, we got 2
want
matches left.
background
This is the match on Mania that I am looking forward to the most.
This video is like nearly 2 hours long. This is how long this show's been going on.
Oh yeah,
Right
I
now.
mean we're
Had to
almost
start
there.
again.
Yeah, sorry. Mania preview.
Fucking hell.
He's like, I'm not coming on next time they ask me.
ASMR Mania season.
We have Edge, a new heel, sinister Edge, versus AJ Styles. WWE likes to throw the term around a lot in the last few years, but I do think this is actually a dream match. These are 2 guys that have never fought, parallel careers in different companies. It's a match of 2 veterans that some would consider to be 2 of the best to ever do it. Yeah, I think this match is going to be awesome. Awesome.
Right, this is a WWE seems to have an issue with fucking AJ Styles or something.
Yeah.
Because how many times have WWE turned a WrestleMania match with AJ Styles
Into a dream match.
from like, oh my god, I can't fucking wait to see this, to like 3 weeks later, I couldn't give a shit about Edge versus AJ Styles.
You don't think it's? I think it's going to be good.
It'll be a great match, but
Yeah.
it's like, why the fuck did they do that weird heel turn and now he's doing this Aleister Black shit?
Yeah.
Like,
You got the new music,
why?
same band but new
Like,
music.
remember, you had that guy. You let him go.
Yeah. Like
Alex
don't
is
get
back
it.
here saying that he's the one struggling, having to push buttons. Hey, calm down. It's WrestleMania season. We're not too far off from finishing the card here.
we got one more match after this. We're at the end. We're gonna hit 2 hours and we're
chill,
gonna be
Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Oh.
3 hours left.
Jeez Louise. You know, we're trying to live up to the WrestleMania build. 5-hour pre-show for 8-hour show. That's what we're doing.
If you don't think for 1 second that I could just sit here for the next 4 hours, you're crazy. I can do
we
it.
could figure out other shit. We could talk about anything.
If you think this is bad, think if you started watching WrestleMania when we started the show, the main show hasn't started yet.
Correct.
This is still
This is
we don't
still
even
the
we're in
pre-show.
pre-show.
This is still the pre-show. This 4 more hours.
Sam
after
Roberts
this.
is still sitting there going, I'm really excited, Kayla. It's going to be a great match, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair. It's going to be nuts.
When it comes to Edge and AJ, obviously no titles, no stakes or anything
Shucky,
like
shucky,
that.
ducky, ducky.
Shucky ducky quack quack. Who do we think comes out on top here? We think what is AJ's? What's AJ's record? I know he hasn't been around a ton, 5-6 years, but what's his Mania record? Has he had a signature Mania victory? He beat Shinsuke at that title, and then
Technically.
Shinsuke turned heel on him, right?
Did he win by DQ?
Was it a DQ? Yeah, you might be right. It was a DQ, and then Shinsuke hit him in the balls.
Yeah.
This is one of those
Manscaped.com, promo code Love Wrestling, 20% off free shipping
It won't
worldwide.
protect your balls when you get kicked, but it'll make them smell really good.
Correct. At least the guy's
so
hand
it-
won't get dirty.
Maybe that's a bad segue because really, if you want to protect from a low blow, you want a big bush to protect your balls. So maybe it's not
Lighten the blow a little bit.
But this is a match in all seriousness that, like, it doesn't matter who wins. I don't think it hurts either competitor because they're both legends.
Yep.
But if I'm Edge, again, it has to do with is he showing up raw after main? I mean, AJ's in there week after week doing his thing. It would help AJ more than it would hurt Edge, if that makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think
Edge is
either way, nothing hurts. Or
either one. But
yeah,
if
I
I'm,
think
if I'm-
AJ is pretty bulletproof. I mean,
But I think if you want to establish, because I think getting AJ away from Omos, putting him into this spot, you're saying, don't forget about AJ Styles. He's a main event player. This match would propel him to be like, I'm going to go ahead and challenge whoever wins Roman Brock.
yeah, and I'm okay with that. I think AJ should be back up near the
Because
main
we've
title
seen
picture.
Edge. We've seen Edge already, or have his title got. He doesn't need another one.
I appreciate he's happy and he's enjoying his run. He wants to be creative and change shit up. But at this point in his career, it's like, no, I want
We
you to
just
come
want you to
out
be Edge. We want to hear a
with
theme song.
on this day.
Yeah, we want to sing it. We want to be cheering like you're Edge.
And
Yeah.
that blue light does not do that man any favors in terms of he looks old.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing.
Like,
Who we picking, boys? Who we picking?
I'll take Styles.
Okay.
Because also they owe AJ after murdering him.
Yeah.
Only a few years earlier.
Yeah, I'll go with AJ, I guess.
Yeah, I'm leaning AJ as well. I'm leaning AJ. Although that would be 2 WrestleManias back for Edge. Oh, no, he won the first match technically against Orton in the 36th, the pandemic one, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be 2 big losses in a row for Edge, but who cares? He's bulletproof. All right, we are here.
When you're here, your family.
The biggest wrestling match of all time, guys. Oh, sorry, did I make Pluggo? He couldn't handle it.
Don't say that shit.
That's what it is.
I know, but that's not
The
true.
biggest
It's
wrestling
the greatest
match.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, the biggest WrestleMania match of all time.
The most
I mean,
stupendous-
Winner take it kind of is.
Yeah,
Winner
technically
take
by
all,
its build
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, by the build. Winner take all unification match. Champion versus champion. We have the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, 560, 70 something days as champion against the WWE Champion, Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
Who all of a sudden, even though he lives in Canada, is becoming way more southern every week.
I love this Brock, though. This Brock.
Oh,
is
he's tremendous.
Unbelievable.
I gotta ask though, like he was chugging $6 Andre champagne backstage in dressing room.
Frugal.
Like,
it's okay with being frugal.
I'm just saying, like, but
He's smart with his money.
But he's not buying that. That was provided.
Yeah, that was
by,
WWE smart with their money
Are
too.
you telling
Budget
me they
cuts,
can't
man. Budget
upgrade
cuts.
to the Corbel?
I don't know.
That's $12.
Here's all right. Do we think there's a chance Roman doesn't win this?
There's always a chance, brother.
Okay.
No, there's no chance at all.
I mean, the Brock factor is kind of like the sheriff. You never know when Vince is going
I
to
view
put it on
Brock.
Brock.
I view Brock the same way that I view Charlotte, kinda. But Brock's like I view it as like, yeah, I don't think Brock's gonna win, but it's Brock Lesnar and Brock wins most things.
Here's my problem with this match. It's the build of this match has been tremendous.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely. Roman Reigns has been an amazing character as the head of the table. Brock Lesnar is this new cowboy guy. Fantastic.
Yep.
So it's almost gone to, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but it's like, rather than, oh my God, I don't know who's going to win, it's now become, it's like, it doesn't make sense for either one of them to lose.
Yeah.
Because
Is there a scenario where they don't have a clean finish? And
Oh, I think that would be a
I
rough way to end.
I think they've put themselves into a corner because I think,
Yeah.
because I don't want Brock to lose this match because he's already lost to Roman Reigns before, and he's been built up in a weird way as the underdog in this storyline because Paul Heyman turned his back on him, yada 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 yada. So in theory, it makes sense for Brock to win this match, but then it's at the same time, it's like, I don't want Roman Reigns' first loss as a tribal chief to be against Brock Lesnar because what's Brock Lesnar going to gain from that? So I just don't know what the fuck's going to happen. It's going to be a very strange.
Alex,
I know what should happen. I'll do some
Well,
fancy booking in a minute, but
Well, yeah. Well, here's
I
here's
don't
my
like
thing.
the
Like,
idea of the titles being unified anyway. I don't.
yeah, I don't know why they did that.
yeah, I don't know why they're deciding to do that, especially if they're still going to have the 2 separate rosters and the 2 shows. Like, unless you're going away with the
The bland split. There we go.
I mean, kind of fits.
Freudian
But
slip.
Unless you're going away with the brand split, I feel like why do you only need one? Unless it's going to float, and that they feel like that would be a better way. Which I'm not
wouldn't mind
against.
that too,
I
yeah.
wouldn't be against the champions. Like if you want to have 2 separate shows, like have a Raw roster and a SmackDown roster, but the champions float. Like
Because they had that for about 5-6 months, like way back when they first did
the
the
wild card rule, man.
Oh my god.
Or the invitational.
The invitational, what is it? You get to invite 4 people.
No, so
whatever.
when who the fuck was it? Who was the first? Triple H, wasn't he? During the first roster split.
Becky Lynch did it too, where but they didn't call it a unification with Becky. But yeah, when they unified the titles back in the day, it seems silly because now we're just going to do the Roman thing on Raw. Is he not going to show up on Raw, or is Brock's not? Brock's deal. He's not showing up every week until SummerSlam. So if you put it on him,
he's been there every week.
He has now,
recently though. Like he's been there a lot.
Are we gonna get him like
Brock Lesnar already this year, and we are in tomorrow's April 1st. He's wrestled 5 times in January to April. Like that's the most he's wrestled in a calendar. Like he's been around.
Here's my problem with this story is that because Brock Lesnar has been so involved in this storyline,
he should win.
If he loses, what
do you do?
What does he do next?
It
doesn't make because it doesn't make sense for him to just suddenly go away and start a feud with someone else. He's going to come back and want a feud with Roman Reigns again.
Exactly.
Hey, happy Corbin, come here. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So here's my fan fiction.
Let's go. Yeah, let's hear this. Yeah.
So Roman Reigns wins, and Brock Lesnar fucks off for several months. Even though I'll be sad to see him go, he goes off. And then you think, realistically, who is going to beat Roman Reigns? Who are they building up? Because of the big stadium shows, maybe not fan fiction, but this is where I could see it going, is if you want to build up the next big star, you have Braun Breaker win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then the next night on Raw, be the big tough guy. Like, I'm not going to be a coward and cash in this behind your back. Roman Reigns, I'll see you at SummerSlam. Drop the mic. And then he's the one that beats Roman Reigns. And then I guess once you have the title off Roman Reigns, then you have Brock Lesnar come back and just be like, I don't care about the title. I just want to beat your ass. And then they could have their sub-feud.
Well, I do think Braun Breaker is on the short list of people that should be being thought about as the guy that beats Roman.
It's a very short list.
Yeah, it is. But I think a name that should be added to that list, and Alex said in the chat, I think
Commander Aziz.
You got to throw Cody. I think Cody is a legitimate.
Yeah.
I think Cody versus Roman for the main title at SummerSlam is a legitimate possibility.
If I'm Cody Rhodes and you put him in that mix, though, and I have what I would assume is some pull now,
they gave him a boatload of money.
But what I'm saying is, you would think he would come with some pull. He wants the WWE title. I don't think he cares about the Universal.
But if they're making it one, though,
because of the lineage, because of the, I know. So that's why it doesn't make any sense to unify this thing. Are you going to call? What are you going to call it? The WWE.
I think Roman said. It was a couple weeks ago. I think Roman said he would be the WWE World Universal Champion or something like that.
That sounds like
that's probably not right, but Roman said it a couple weeks ago.
WWE Universal Champion of Heavyweight of the world.
And Parrish just said what I just said. Cody should dethrone. I think Cody's a possibility. I really do. Because look, we already know what they're trying to do. Next year, they're trying to be Roman and Rock. That's what they're doing. That match does not need nor should have the title involved.
No.
And if you're eventually going to get the title off Roman, I do agree that I think a younger person making a legitimate next big star would be probably the better long-term business decision. But I don't think Vince thinks that way because he doesn't give a shit. It took him almost 8 years to get Roman to be what Roman is right now.
I just can't see Cody dethroning. I think it's going to be a big fella.
That's fair.
And that's why I think Braun Breaker is going to be the man.
What about Marco Stunt, baby?
What about Omos? No, I'm just kidding. No, I think Braun Breaker.
I think he should be Rex Steiner.
Yes, he should. And with the Steiner brothers going into the Hall of Fame this week, I do think AJ and Cody. There's a lot of matches that I want to see Cody have.
Could you imagine if this is the thing? If because Braun Breaker inducts him into the Hall of Fame, And then
he
that's when he announces,
yes,
in
I'm gonna
honor,
be Braun Steiner or
I'm
Braun
now going to be
Rex Steiner, Braun Rex Steiner. That's what he should. If you're putting the Steiners into the Hall of Fame, we all like you.
Why
his
wouldn't you
name should
build
be
on that?
Steiner.
Why don't you utilize that and have a Steiner on the roster?
It
just
is
doesn't
so
make
crazy to
sense.
me how they don't lean into that type of shit.
But
And
yet
they don't
they're
go, hey,
leaning
this
into
guy's
the
a
Dominic
Steiner.
Mysterio shit.
Dominic Mysterio, Natty Hart, like they lean into families when it's the families. Like when Cody Rhodes comes back, they're gonna fucking lean into Dusty Rhodes and Cody. They're gonna do it, but with
Maybe
this kid, they're like, don't mention the Steiners.
Maybe they'll wait to
Don't mention
see.
them.
Maybe they'll wait to see what Scott Steiner says on his speech
Oh, can't you wait?
before we decide how we're gonna.
Steiner
open
math.
mic, Steiner math, man.
If he comes out saying, "Do you know what? 2 years ago, I thought there was only a 66% and a 3/3 chance of me going into the Hall of Fame." That would get the biggest pop of the night.
Oh my god, that place will explode.
Put your money down. Who's winning? Lesnar, Reigns. You gotta pick one. Gun to the head.
I'm going Roman.
Reigns.
I would. Man, it's tough though.
I'll just say Lesnar just to be different, but I'm not happy about it. Like if you're confidence picking, like
I do. I think right now, I think the SummerSlam match is going to be Cody and Roman. I just think that's the SummerSlam main event is Cody and Roman.
Yeah, I don't, this is the frustrating thing. I'm kind of almost annoyed at myself in that I've loved the build of this match.
Oh yeah,
I love Roman Reigns. I love Brock Lesnar, but for some reason I know no matter what they do, I'm gonna be like,
and you know in the back of your mind they didn't have to do this. They didn't need to get here to do this match. Some things happened with Roman getting COVID and stuff that kind of, but you could have gotten back to just Brock versus Roman for the Universal title and left it there.
Well, the problem is, and again, we talked about it earlier. Brock didn't
and Biggie versus Bobby, and Biggie wouldn't have had his neck broke by fucking
Ridge Holland,
Ridge Butch man.
Butch man.
The problem is. Oh, hello.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I going to be the last man standing here too?
I was like, oh no, we're losing.
My thing is, I'm going to completely forget what the hell were we talking about? My mic broke.
Talking about Brock versus Roman, and you were going to say something profound.
I was, and I lost it. It's over. I blame the gods.
Anyway, thanks for watching tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's how we're going to go. No, I just... Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
That was amazing.
That's how we're ending it. That's it.
Great content.
The mic failed on me, and then that's it. My brain stopped working. It was like, that's the end of the show.
But they didn't need to do this unification.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Brock didn't need to win.
That's what you were going to say. Yeah,
just like Ronda, Brock didn't need to win the Rumble. If you watch the title match with Brock and Lashley at the Rumble, what Roman did in that title match was just enough. Was like, no, I don't mean just enough as like just enough, but I mean it was justly that Roman could just be like, you saw that, right? He cost me my title. I want Roman at WrestleMania. And you could look at the evidence and go, yeah, that seems okay. That seems about right. Fair.
And they should have
cost you your title. Now you can go after his. And then, like you said, Big E could have won the Rumble, gone after Lashley. You got two big meaty men slapping meat, which is what Big E wants. WrestleMania. He's not involved in a stupid feud with Sheamus and whatever. I understand it's an accident. You can't, whatever. But like that maybe doesn't happen. You got Big E and Lashley here. You got Roman and Brock. It's just you didn't need to get where you go. Now, with that being said, like Mike, the build has been phenomenal for Reigns and Lesnar. The match I think is going to be very good. But there was just a different way to go about it that you could have helped out more people and done more stuff. Yes. But all in all, as much as we've kind of, there's a lot of stuff that I don't care about on this WrestleMania, but the stuff that I do care about, I think is going to hit, and I think it's going to be really good. And I think at the end of it,
it's a WrestleMania. At the end of the day, it's Wrestle freaking Mania. We're excited.
And I do think at the end of it, like we're going to look back on it and we're going to be like, yeah, that was a good weekend. That was a good weekend. The Stone Cold moment is going to be, I don't necessarily agree. I don't disagree. Rollins, I said earlier, I think he's doing the best career work from a character standpoint he's ever done.
I think Seth Rollins is in the Chris Jericho position in WWE, where I don't think he's gonna be in the title position anytime soon. He's just gonna be always that guy that's can do good work.
Plus, if he does end up facing Cody, they're not gonna just one off that.
Yeah, and Cody's probably going to get the win, at least this, so then Rollins, and they've done it before, but nobody should be moving up to a title picture coming off a big loss or anything like that. But all in all, we've been here for over 2 hours.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out. Sorry, I just want to give a quick shout out to Nightbot. They've been in here the whole time, and I've seen them on so many Twitch streams. My God.
Look at on cue.
They love it.
And they don't complain like our producer.
No, they just...
He's giving me the finger.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, we've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we said it was going to be a full-on 2 nights of Mania. You gotta.
What are you gonna do?
You gotta go in. We don't talk about WWE a lot here, but when it's Mania,
we don't talk about the.
Now we're gonna preview GCW's.
Yeah, now we're gonna talk about the Collective. Playing tricks. Playing tricks. Little does he know he's getting fired when this show is over. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, Mike, always good to have you back, brother. I promise we'll do this in a shorter time span than it took since the last time you were here. We'll have you on here. Thank you for joining us and spending over 2 hours of your time talking in depth about WrestleMania 38 this weekend. So let the people know where they can follow you, where they can watch you, where they can find you. I know you've mentioned it a few times, but give them the details. Plug your shit, my man.
That OnlyFans.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to me each and every Wednesday, it's the best part of Wednesday. It's Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything and nothing all at the same time. Got to enjoy wafflebox.com or follow us on all social media platforms. And I say all, I just mean Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. At WaffleBoxPod. New episodes come out now. Shockingly, you might be shocked to find out that we discussed the Chris Rock situation after he got slapped with Will Smith. We might be, I think, we're the only podcast to talk about the Will Smith.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that, to be honest.
It's slid under the radar.
Yeah, it really did.
And I might have to do a Bridgerton review because apparently, holy shit, this sounds like a big thing.
You need to do a Bridgerton review with your
live reaction or something.
Live reaction with your
Waffle Box an adult film studio? Is that what we're?
That's where the money is. I'll fucking take it.
Amen.
But yes, check that out at WaffleboxPod.
You absolutely should. I saw that they just passed. It's the Always Sunny podcast. Good for you guys.
Suck that.
Eat shit, Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Pluggo. Like you said at the top of the show, we got a lot of stuff going on at Love Wrestling this weekend, as you would expect with it being WrestleMania weekend. Let the people know where they can find you on social media. Let them know if you're going to be doing anything this weekend, and let them know what's happening on Love Wrestling this weekend before we get out of here.
Stay here on this channel because Bobby Money Munson, and Papa Smokes are doing the MLW review. They call it Major
Love Wrestling.
Major Love Wrestling, excuse me, for the Major League Wrestling.
Correct.
We got Smark and Friends. I'm assuming is going to happen tomorrow. I can't remember his guest. I apologize, but go to lovewrestling.ca to check out all that socials, all that stuff. It's there. We got Night 1 reacts. We got Night 2 reacts. I think we're doing a Super Card of Honor reacts. I believe, are discussing the Raw after Mania. We got just everything. Got NXT with Astrid Ed Cody. You got Power Out with Ella and Smarky. What are we calling him these days? Zach? Zark? He sings a lot. Zark? Yeah, we call him whatever we want.
E.T.
Sunday brunch. I think that there's a Stand and Deliver. They're doing a watch along for that.
Yep.
Who knows? I might pop into some of this stuff. JPJ might pop into this stuff. Mike, you're not invited. No, I'm just kidding. Mike, you're always welcome here. We got some stuff happening on the social medias that we didn't get to tonight, but I'll just stay tuned. B2 Beards on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. TikTok. We're everywhere.
We are.
We're taking
Give us all the follows,
baby. Give
us all the follows. Give us all the love.
Give Mike the love too.
Yeah, go follow Waffle Box. Go follow Mike. That's a good show. I watch it every week. They're entertaining. They talk about all sorts of stuff, entertain anything you want. Like he said, they talk
We
about
had him on because
all different games.
Back on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So my thing is,
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Waffle Box WrestleMania preview. That'd be fun.
yeah, right. We should do a Waffle Box B2 Beards crossover. That's what we'll do. Parrish, thanks for Parrish might be jumping in on some stuff this weekend too. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, don't forget about Turnbuckle Talk with Carl.
What does he know about wrestling, huh?
I know, right? Yeah. Turnbuckle Talk Tuesday nights, usually at 6:05, but sometimes they go later. But Tuesday nights on Love Wrestling. We love Carl. Carl's a good friend of the show, and he's great. And Turnbuckle Talk is a great show, so watch those shows as well.
We got to get out of here before Alex gets all mad.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. Alex is getting tired. Enjoy WrestleMania this week. Forget about the 6 or 7 of the 12 matches that don't mean anything. Enjoy the stuff that will matter. Stay tuned on Love Wrestling. Watch all our stuff this weekend. We're doing good stuff. It's WrestleMania week. Enjoy yourself. And until next Thursday, peace out.